This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you trust yourself? Whether you're facing a big decision, want to make a change in your life, or you're trying to plan for the future, the best foundation is knowing you can count on yourself. Therapy can help you build that self-reliance so you're prepared for anything. Give it a try today at betterhelp.com/allies.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California, joined by Bradley Ellis,
Zelda,
Michael Huber,
The only reason I'm here is because Zelda's out in a few hours.
Michael Damiani.
What?
What?
If it was out now, I wouldn't be here.
Oh.
Yeah.
we make
Sorry,
you
I
be
thought
here.
you were
Yeah.
here. Because
No.
I got to
If it was not out, I'd be gone. Or, you know what I mean. Can't even think straight.
We don't fully.
Can't even think straight right now.
Zelda.
Out of control in the control room, Isla Hink,
Zelda.
Don Casanova,
He
And
made
Gabby.
a Z with his body.
You know what this makes me think of?
Oh wait,
The-
we still have the fiasco colors. Hang on.
boom,
There you go.
There
color
you go.
change.
The
That's Mysterious Monsters.
OG NES Zelda commercial, one of them, they had multiple, where the guy just runs
Enlighten
around
us.
and goes, he's like, there's one part where he's like, Zelda, Zelda, Zelda.
Oh yeah, I remember that
You're
one.
like looking for
This is the
her.
whole. This is the show right
Yes.
here. This is what's about to happen, everybody. We're recording this on Thursday night, right before Zelda. We can't think about
3
much
hours.
else, so we're gonna go through some Zelda memories. There's your first one right there.
Jolly, dude.
Oh,
I don't think of memory so much as it just exists.
yeah.
You remembered it. We also got Nintendo's financial report for last year. We got some new game announcements and more. But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please. This is more like an addendum to what we were saying. Portal 1 takes place at roughly the same time as Half-Life 2.
Here we go.
However, Portal 2 starts with Chell being put in and out of cryosleep multiple times during the tutorial and does primarily take place a couple thousand
I
years
remember-
in
I
the
So
remember
I
the-
was conflating the two. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I totally remember the facility like starts aging up.
Yeah, I went
right?
back and rewatched it. It's been a while since I've seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Dude, sick.
yeah.
I love Portal.
Portal.
Everyone likes Portal, yeah.
And they added on as to a crossover. If they recall correctly, which I'm interested to see if someone has a screenshot of this, Gordon was meant to get the portal gun in episode 3. You even see an Aperture
Whoa.
Science research vessel near the end of episode 2. Episode 3 just notoriously
Man,
never came out.
episode 3 is so
Jesus.
rude. When I just think about the idea of it, it's so rude.
Hey, at
Yeah.
least we got Alex.
We did get Alex, which is nice, but still,
There's a pulse.
there is a pulse. Yes,
Yeah.
There's a pulse.
there is a pulse. Yeah.
Isla, a couple people spoke up and said that there actually is a penalty for putting an offer in on a house
Oh,
and failing to come up with the proper funding in time.
But if you put an offer in and somebody outbids you, you don't need to come.
I
up
think
with
that's a whole different
that's
thing.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Basically, if you win the bid and then don't do it.
Got it.
Yeah, you have to put like money down,
Yeah.
and then if you don't bring it up, then you don't get your money back.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's like a deposit.
Yeah,
It is the apocalypse outside.
you got sirens outside.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everyone,
wants
they're
Zelda.
going to get Zelda.
They're going to
yeah.
get Zelda.
Hit the sirens, we're
Yeah,
getting Zelda.
They're just using their sirens to get Zelda.
Game down the streets, got it. Let's go. I said that Sonic doesn't really have health, and if you lose your rings, you're done. However, Sonic Frontiers, your ring count does act kind of like traditional HP.
Yeah, but it's like still rings. You know, you're still collecting rings when you get hit.
Right. But it's not the same. You don't lose all your
No,
rings
no,
at
no,
once.
no,
You
no.
might lose like 20 or 30 rings, depending on the enemy. Another clarification / additional info. Isla, you asked whether you could play What the Car on Apple TV. And yeah, all Apple arcade games work on iPhone, iPad, Mac, and Apple TV.
Gotta get that Apple TV. You just said
Maybe
that
I'll get
30
it.
seconds ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my Chromecast TV thing stutters. So I'm thinking of just swapping to something I can hardline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Becomes a hard line.
Sometimes my
Yeah,
Hulu
didn't the old
stutters.
Chrome things used to?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Never had one.
I only had one with Stadia, and that like quickly went in the bucket.
Blood, I think you were one of the only humans who ever messed around with Stadia.
Yeah. So a big math flub on my part. When Sony said they had a 215% growth in PS5 hardware, that means their sales more than tripled, not doubled. 0% would be flat, 100% growth would be double,
Got it.
and 200% would be triple.
Damn, dude, triple kill.
So yeah, that's a lot of freaking PlayStation.
Yeah,
right there.
Damn right.
We gotta tell Jason to make these numbers easier to understand.
Jason is in charge of math.
He's in charge of numbers, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He's the head of math.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction and leave a timestamp for the part of the video you're correcting so I remember what the heck we're talking about. And corrections music.
Beep-a-doo-doo.
All right, starting it off, best way to start a podcast.
Game announcement.
Game announcement. Game Freak announced a game with Private Division.
This is so surprising.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah, no, it's great. I love it when Game Freak just kind of like jumps out of nowhere, right? And just like, hey, we got a game coming.
Yeah.
And Private Division, a publishing label of Take-Two Interactive Software. So if you not familiar with that lineage, you got Private Division over here, you got 2K, you got Rockstar, all under that same umbrella.
Was this the not indie debate that we had this company?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Because they had Ollie. They
Ollie
own
World.
the Ollie
Yeah.
Ollie studio now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ollie Ollie.
Also
Shout
had the Outer Worlds. Was one
Oh
of their
right.
First ones.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, World? Never mind. I got.
Hey, Outer Worlds is cool.
Outer Worlds
Outer Worlds
is
is
cool.
great.
Outer Worlds is
Sick.
cool.
It's not Outer Wild.
But yeah, they're going to publish this new title from Game Freak. Founded in 1989, the Japanese development company has created dozens of hit games, including more than 30 entries in the Pokemon franchise. It must be counting every one of those pairs.
Definitely.
Which is widely recognized as one of the best-selling game series of all time. Private Division will publish a brand new action-adventure IP from Game Freak, codenamed Project Bloom. To celebrate this announcement, Private Division and Game Freak have unveiled the first piece of concept art for the game, which we will put on screen right now for the
Sick as shit.
video audience.
Some Jin Sakai vibes.
Say,
Yeah.
This Ghost of Tsushima
Let's
DLC.
go.
It kind of does. Yeah.
Going to some new fantasy land,
Yeah,
dude.
Pokemon in Ghost of Tsushima.
This is like Secret of Mana, giant tree with Ghost of Tsushima protagonist.
Shin Sakai.
And then I don't know. It's all kind of a little like rotting looking. It's all yellow, very yellow. And then
Some kind of
bloom, I
blight.
suppose. There's just pollen everywhere
Yeah.
too.
They didn't list platforms, right?
No,
Okay.
no, Brad. Project Bloom is in early development and does not yet have an announced release date. It is expected to launch during Take-Two's fiscal year 2026.
This isn't some mobile
Lord.
situation, right?
Mobile? No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
No.
No,
Yeah,
if Take-Two's getting involved.
This
with
is like a
kind of Private
high,
Division.
like AAA
PS5,
console.
Series X, PC.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Switch
yeah.
2.
or
Switch
beyond.
2.
Definitely
Yeah.
not Switch 1.
2026.
it's
Definitely not Switch 1.
Definitely not. God, I hope not.
Well, maybe it could be cloud version.
God, I still hope not.
Yeah, this is action adventure game.
Yeah.
They said.
Blood, this is really cool. However, I'm concerned because it's Game Freak. And their games they've been putting out have not been in a great state when they've been coming out recently.
Sure.
And they, I don't even think they're like a huge team, are they?
I don't think that they're huge. No.
Like, I love the idea of them doing something different, and that's not Pokemon Blood, but I am just concerned. Maybe they won't have the pressure to release it as quickly as they maybe do with Pokemon or something.
Gotta have some Pokemon pressure for sure. Crank those things out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure
They're gonna have to be bigger because how are they gonna keep
They're
putting
gonna have to have a
Pokemon
separate team
and
for
doing
staff
this?
up
Yeah,
hard, but
They
yeah,
have 169 employees.
it's not big for
Yeah.
like that.
Not for a
company.
AAA
Yeah,
game.
not
it's
big.
No. It's,
Pokemon Company has 374. Nintendo has 7,000.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just a little cautious about that, Blood, but I am very excited and intrigued to see what it turns
Yeah.
out to be.
I have a quote here from Game Freak. We're thrilled to have the opportunity to create new IP that is bold and tonally different from our prior work. This is from Kota Furushima, who is the director at Game Freak. From the beginning, Private Division was the publisher we wanted to work with on our new game. Their track record and global expertise give us all the confidence to create a sweeping new action-adventure game that we can't wait to share more about in the future. And then I wrote down some non-Pokemon games that Game Freak have made over the years.
Great,
go.
yeah.
Some that you might not remember.
Tembo.
Yeah, let's hear it.
One of the earlier ones, 91, Yoshi, the Yoshi puzzle game that was on NES and Game Boy.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Not into it, but
Yeah. You like
I do
had like
remember
the
it.
little halves of the eggs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
One we never got, 1993, Mario and Wario was on Super NES.
Sick.
that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Japan only.
Have you played that, Damiani?
Uneasy Alliance.
Yeah, it's one I wanted to check out, but I've never played it.
Okay.
94, Pulseman for Genesis,
Pulseman.
which I think just came out on Nintendo Switch Online, and it was like, people were giving it some buzz.
Cool.
Pulseman, dude.
Yeah.
Throw it in the rotation after Zelda.
2005, one that I've always like really wanted to play and haven't been able to, Drill Dozer.
Drill.
Game Boy Advance.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Why does
Little
that
girl with
sound
this big
so
old
familiar?
drill.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like I played that game.
I think it might even use the Rumble Pack
Oh.
for GBA.
It looks kind of like that
Like another drill
that one
game?
that's coming out where
Yeah.
the girl like flies around on that
Yeah.
drill bit.
Yeah, that game is definitely inspired by Drill Dozer, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Driller.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Harmonite on 3DS.
Yeah.
Another game that's got a really good reputation. Same year they did
Pepper
Pocket
grinder,
Card.
yeah.
Pocket Card Jockey.
Wow.
Horse racing game. 2015, this is one we remember. I think I reviewed this. Tembo the Badass
Tembo,
Elephant.
bro.
Tembo, yeah.
Love Tembo.
Yeah, Tembo was fun.
Published by Sega.
Holy shit, he just said badass, dude.
It's in the title.
It's in the title.
It's in the
yeah.
title.
I guess.
One I don't know at all, but I took a look. Giga Wrecker came out in 2017. Looks kind of like Mega Man, but then like with some physics stuff going on.
Okay.
What the hell?
And then 2019, the one that like you were saying, like was a little bit of a disappointment. Little Town Hero.
Right. Yeah.
Well, originally it was called just Town.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I do
yeah.
remember this
Town.
game.
Yeah.
This, yeah. Yeah. This
Town.
one. Yeah. Yeah. Not good.
Predecessor
Towns.
to Plane, that movie.
But
Aren't they doing a sequel just called Boat? Huber, yes?
Yes.
Gabby
None of
says
this.
yes.
Boat.
Boat. Anyway, sorry, Bled. Go ahead.
yeah, but outside, so basically outside of the Pokemon format, it feels like a lot of their better games have been like side-scrolling action platformer type stuff. So it makes me really curious, like what direction they're going to go in,
Yeah,
because
it's-
these are all still really cartoony, and this game looks like, like they're saying, it's going for a bit more
Yeah.
of a darker tone.
Yeah, the expectations with this image are like some kind of Ghost of Tsushima, Ninja Gaiden, you know, realistic.
Yeah. Are we gonna be like AAA budget here?
Yeah.
Blood? Are we talking AA budget? I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going towards AAA, but it's hard to tell from a painting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a hell of an artwork, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
You know, Private Division has kind of gone in both directions with the stuff that they've supported.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
like Outer Worlds, like, you know, it might not be full AAA treatment, but it's pretty,
Yeah.
you know, pretty up there with the presentation.
absolutely.
Full voice acting and everything.
Cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
See you in like 3 years, dude.
Right.
Yeah, at least.
2026.
Jeez.
Fiscal year, I think, could even mean like beginning of 2027.
Okay.
Forget how those things actually line up, but yeah.
Wow.
But for this year, Summer Game Fest is coming. We got more
Praise
details
Keeley.
today. So we can talk about our plans a little bit more now. I've been like working on this stuff behind the scenes under wraps with sort of like, we're not supposed to talk about this stuff, but people are talking about it anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, the in-person play days is back. We are going to be there.
Hell yeah.
The four of us in particular will be hitting that show floor. I've been working on appointments, trying to get it all locked down. But yeah, so they're going to have the thing at the YouTube Theater.
The Thing?
the
Russell
yes.
Crowe's The Thing?
Yes.
Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe's.
The big
John
announcement.
Carpenter's The Thing? John Carpenter? I am
Who
not
the
here right
fuck
now.
are
Or
you?
I'm not here.
Get out of here.
I am in Hyrule.
Exorcist.
I am in Hyrule right now.
John Carpenter's
Russell Crowe's The Thing. I don't know you anymore. You've changed.
Yeah, so they're going to have their big announcement showcase, which will be kind of like the first time because they've never done this in person before. It's always
Right.
just been like, pre-recorded.
Yeah,
so
that's fun.
I'm curious how this is going to go down.
Russell Crowe, Kurt Russell. You see what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, sure.
Russell.
Right after that will be the Day of the Devs. A stream that'll be the same as usual.
Chat wants me to test Huber's blood because they think he's a thing.
Oh no.
He's been replaced.
Oh no. And then that'll be Thursday, and then play days will be the next 2 days after that. They've listed more than 40 publishers and partners that are set to participate.
Everyone but Nintendo.
No, Sony's not in there either.
No?
Some few aren't in there.
There's some other people that are in there, but it's a pretty good list.
All right, see?
And when they say participating, like some of them are going to be in the live show, some of them are going to be on the floor. Some of them they're talking about. There might still be some other like live stream things that we don't know about yet. But the people who will be involved put their name on this thing one way or another: Activision, Amazon, Annapurna, Bandai Namco,
Big.
Behavior Interactive, who do Dead by Daylight and Meet Your Maker,
Nice.
Capcom,
Yeah.
Gods.
Cap Gods.
Let's go.
CD Projekt Red, Devolver, which, heck,
They always have good games.
yeah, but they usually...
What's that right
yeah.
there, though? What's that right there?
Oh, there is PlayStation
Yeah, what's that right
on
there?
It's PlayStation right there.
Oh,
And Xbox.
Got him!
We
Xbox
got
is on there
him.
too.
Got him. Everybody but Nintendo, dude. Got him.
okay. From
Keeley himself.
They did update this overnight, so
Yeah.
I might have
He posted
saw the
it.
version before PlayStation got added.
Shadow
That's
dropping
interesting.
those.
He dropped this 7 hours ago.
Yeah. No,
So
I
you're
know.
good.
The update happened before the public, but yeah. But no, that's interesting.
Redeemed.
Redeemed.
Digital Extremes, Warframe, Disney Interactive, Electronic Arts, Epic, Focus Entertainment, Gearbox, Grinding Gear Games. That's Path of Exile,
yeah,
right?
PAX,
Yep.
I hope it's PoE too.
Oh, yeah. Hoyoverse, Kabam,
Kabam.
which I'm not too familiar with that one. Larry and Baldur's Gate,
Oh, that'll be there for sure.
Yeah.
Level
Dude,
Infinite.
if that comes out this year, too.
It does.
Oh, it's coming out this year.
Coming out like in August, I think.
Yeah. Magic the Gathering, NeoWiz, so maybe some Liza P there.
Sweet.
Netflix games, Nexon, Niantic with that Monster Hunter, Pokemon
Yeah.
Go thing. North Beach Games, I don't know that one. Paradox, Pearl Abyss, Phoenix Labs, PlayOn, which used to be Koch Media, so Deep Silver, all that stuff.
Yeah.
PlayStation, there you go. Pocket Pair, don't know that one. Razer, Samsung Gaming Hub, Second Dinner.
Second dinner.
I'll take a second dinner. Heck yeah. Keely, you giving us a second dinner? Sega,
Nice. Got it.
Smilegate, Square Enix, Steam, Techland, the Tribeca Festival, which that's actually happening like the day before. They have some game-related stuff there too.
Nice.
Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, and Xbox. So yeah,
Sick.
now that Sony's on that list.
Dude, Sega, the
Nintendo
man
is the
who-
main one missing.
The man who erased his
Yeah.
name, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
They crank those out, it feels like.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah. So right now our schedule looks like this. We've got noon. That's when they announce it. It's actually start at noon. We've got the Summer Game Fest followed by Day of the Devs on that Thursday the 8th.
Great Thursday.
Friday and Saturday, June 9th and 10th. We're going to be at Play Days. We're going to play a bunch of stuff. Going to come back here and we're going to talk about it just like old E3.
Yeah, little mini E3.
Go through all of that stuff that we played during the day, in the evening. The one thing, because of that, we don't know what to do with. Future Games Show is supposed to be Saturday morning while we're at the event. So we may just have to like catch up on that on the podcast or what. I don't know. We'll see how we end up covering that. Then Sunday, the 11th at 10 a.m. is Xbox and Starfield.
Yeah.
So
That's when?
Big time.
Sunday, after we're on the floor, then Xbox happens.
Yep.
Sunday. So it's like the grand finale.
Well, there's still more after that.
Oh, shit.
So then, that same day, PC Gaming Show is going to happen.
Gaming
Day
Show.
9.
We don't know when.
Yes, day 9.
Devolver confirmed they're going to do something, but they haven't put a day on it yet. So that's out there floating. Could happen Sunday, could happen a different day. Monday is Ubisoft Forward.
Jeez.
And then Tuesday is the extended Xbox Showcase. You remember they did this last year where it's like they had the main show, but then later on they did sort of like the Treehouse Live sort of thing with like developers going into deeper dives on the games and that kind of thing.
Probably with Starfield? Or do you think that everything Starfield related will be at that one event?
I would not put
say.
it past them to have it in both.
Double dip?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly. Also, not sure exactly how it's going to happen or if we'll cover it live. Guerrilla Collective and The Mix are teaming up to do something that week. So between June 7th and the 13th, somewhere in there, there will be an online thing as well as an in-person thing for some more of those indies. And then Kyle Bossman is coming in on that podcast.
Yeah.
So after Summer Game Fest, as soon as Kyle gets here, pretty much, we'll start that recording and then we'll put that up right away.
Mr. Bossman.
And then we'll also have the next week's podcast up early after after Xbox's extended thing. Then we'll just go through all the Xbox and everything, and just have that stuff up early.
Excellent.
Excellent, Blood.
Month away.
You've got all your ducks in a row, man. Well done.
Yeah.
Feels good to have Bloodworth do it.
Yeah. Holding it down.
Yeah.
That's a pretty stacked and spaced out lineup, and that has me really excited because it's all spaced out like that. It feels like old E3 where it's like multiple days all week long.
Right.
Something from them. So
I will say
that's
though,
really exciting.
At this point, like I'm kind of glad that E3 is not happening after all of this.
Yeah, it'd be like
3 more days.
Yeah. Weeks straight.
But I don't know how that would have worked out scheduling wise either, because so many people would have been at both. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, it'll be good times and more info to come, more things to lock down. I'm still waiting on I think 3 more appointments to lock down, and then I can fill out the rest of our schedule. So,
Sweet. Coming up.
what's also coming up? Couple hours till Tears of the Kingdom. So let's talk about some Zelda. Zelda Memories.
I have so many.
Yeah.
I mean, the first
Kick it off,
one.
just
The first
anything
one
that
is
comes to mind.
classic. The first memory is so classic. When you're a little kid, and you saw that gold cartridge, it was just special.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what? What is this? Why? You have all your little gray basic NES cartridges, but that one
Atari
being
cartridges were black.
what up?
Most Atari cartridges were black.
Oh, Atari. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atari's before my time. So, but NES, it was just that gold cartridge. It felt just like such a special
Yeah, it's
thing.
pristine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome vibes.
Yeah.
thought it was expensive.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's like all the gold. It's like, what is
this?
It's like jewelry? What is this?
Yeah.
Can you even afford this?
Yeah.
So is one the one that got all of you into it to start off with?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
I talked about this in that Zelda video I did,
Yeah.
but my dad said we got a Nintendo when I was 3 or 4, I think. I have an older brother too, and then my dad said I was asking for the game. I saw ads or something about it, then I just got it, and I just remember being so enthralled with the world where I had never played anything like that at the time, where it was a space I could freely explore, not going, stage to stage. And that just blew my mind. And trying to figure out later on in life, how to beat it with neighbor kids and stuff like that, calling Nintendo Power Hotline, all that good stuff. I remember asking specifically where the red ring was. And they're like, that's again, it's in the final dungeon. And I was like, where's
sick.
that? I just
So
yeah.
sick.
But yeah.
I mean, another iconic one. I'm sure everyone can relate, dude. That rain. That Link to the Past rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
My brother still talks about that, dude.
What a moment. The most immersive moment up until that point in my life with a video game, for sure. Coming out of that house, rain everywhere. It's dude, you are there.
Yeah, I remember getting that because my SNES, I got it later, came with A Link to the Past packed in.
right.
Sick.
So I never had Super Mario World, but I was just I don't care. I'm fine with just getting A Link to the Past. Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. But yeah, that game also very pristine. Just chef's kiss.
Never did a gold cart for that one though.
No, surprisingly, because Zelda 2 had one also.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until Ocarina of Time they went back to that because Link
they
Awakening
they
didn't
do
have
one
it.
for Game Boy.
Yeah, would have been sick.
Was
though.
Ocarina the last one they did it for?
No, Majora's Mask
Majora's
had it.
Mask did
gold?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that was the end of carts, pretty much.
Yeah.
Should have a fucking little gold Switch card.
Wind
dude.
Waker
What's
was
up?
kind of
It had
like
a gold. It had like a gold CD
yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah,
the case was like gold.
The label. Yeah, so it's funny because as big of a Zelda fan as I am, I think because it took forever before I actually was able to get my own NES, and so during the prime of the NES, like most of my time playing was at other people's houses.
For sure, yeah.
And because of the nature of Zelda or whatever, like I just kind of bounced off of it, without the time to like really dig in.
Of course.
And so like I actually really got pulled in from Zelda 2.
Ooh,
of all things.
okay. Did
There's-
that come out like a year later? I'm trying to remember. Do you know Damiani?
who
Because 1 year
knows?
later?
Yeah.
It did sound
that's
like
the
you said
source.
Zelda, yeah.
I noticed that too.
I
But-
loved it.
So there's something about that game that like I just enjoyed more in terms of maybe the music or the story or the idea of that feel of the old RPG thing of like
Yeah,
you're
like-
walking around on the map and then you get into a random
Leveling
battle.
up, jumping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the crazy I remember really liking the concept of like getting those spells, like the
Yeah,
fairy spell
totally.
that you could fly around and
Yeah.
stuff with. The down thrust,
Yeah.
going into the towns and talking to people.
That shit's sickened too.
Zelda 2 is Castlevania 2 done right, actually.
Right. Or Faxanadu had a lot
Yeah.
of. There's a lot of those interesting sort of side-scrolling.
Yeah,
RPGs.
definitely in that era.
Yeah.
I love Damiani just like sitting like a coiled snake, like
Yeah. I'm
waiting,
curious.
waiting in the
Damiani,
wings. His memories
Jump
are
in
so
here.
powerful.
To be fair, like it's awkward because I feel like I've talked so much about like
Sure.
first
Me too.
memories and stuff, like
Go.
a million times, told like the same story. So it's like
You got new
basically
listeners.
our job.
there's some
Same
new people.
point.
Got new listeners.
it's like it
Tell
get
your
boring to
story,
like, hear
damn
it.
it.
Does it get like annoying to like hear like the first time like over and over again?
No.
You
People
know?
have heard it and they
I don't
forgot.
remember it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't remember it off the top of my
I
head.
mean, the first time was like going over to a friend's house. They had an NES. And they were playing on like a freaking projection style TV that was hung with a curved thing that looked like it was from the Jetsons.
Nice.
Cool. And I didn't know what video games were at the time. Like I went over
Oh,
there and I thought we were watching
interesting.
TV and I gotta check. He's like, you gotta see this new thing, and it's called Nintendo. And I'm like, what the hell is Nintendo? And like he hooked it up and stuff, and he gives me the control, and I think it's a remote controller, or like a TV controller. So I'm like flipping, like wait, what? Like it was so weird to me. I was like, didn't understand it at first. Then he just played it.
That's
for
a funny thing to say to me because like remote controls weren't even necessarily that common yet. like walk up and flip the dial.
Yeah, well, like he just took it and started playing and showed like, no, you do this, and it was like it was Super Mario Brothers at first.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, oh, I get this. So I was like, all right, so you play it. I was like, okay, it's like you get a game. I get it. And then the next one we played was like Zelda, and like Zelda was just so beyond me. I had no idea. I was like, I knew how to get the sword. I knew how to go to like level 1. I knew how to wander around and maybe like find one other dungeon. But I just remember we tried beating it, and like his older brother, my friend's older brother, just came in one day. It was like one night. It was like, you just want me to beat this for you? It was like, you can't beat it. He goes, I'll beat it for you. Watch this. And we came back like the next day. It was like, there it is, like second quest unlocked. They're like, what is this? Whoa. So that was like, and then I remember my grandma bought it for me like sometime later, like after NES had been out for a while, and I was just like getting like the gold box and like, dude, this is so like, this is like sick. Like I got to be careful with it. It seems so expensive. And then just again being like the amazement of like wandering into some place I have no idea where I am and like just not knowing what to do. I'm like, cool, and I'm gonna go back and play Mario Brothers now. It'd be like, it'd be fun to play for a little while, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right, this is too confusing. I'm gonna play Mario Brothers. I'm gonna jump
Yeah,
on
totally.
stuff and run forward. And then like Zelda 2 is even more insane because I was like, oh, 2D action, like this is cool. You get to like the RPG map, like what the hell is this?
Dude, Zelda 2's a hard game.
And then like dying, and I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, next game.
yeah.
What was this friend's first name? Do you remember? Just like the person who started
Billy.
Starts with the J.
started the Michael Damiani legend.
Lincoln.
Oh.
Lincoln?
Starts with
No,
a J. That's
I
funny.
get it. Starts
My
with a
friend
J.
Jacob got me into Resident
It
Evil.
was not Jake or Jacob.
Josh.
Like
Jim.
Jason.
I had a friend named Jeremy that had a Master
Jeremy.
System. That was about
Jeremy.
my only experience with that console.
Ejected.
Jetted. Yeah. It was jacked. It was
But
jacked.
yeah, no, it was Link to the Past where I like truly got it.
Nice.
With,
Oh,
like,
man,
all
what
the
a
previous
leap.
stuff with that.
What a leap.
Yeah.
That was
The player's guide I got that was just like constantly like,
That
going
was
through every
pretty much
page
it.
of that. Yeah.
because the other part, this OG story is like the thing was I had no idea what was going on in these games. Yeah, they had a little intro, but I watched the Zelda cartoon. So
Yeah.
that was my my vision, my
Zelda.
version of Link in Zelda. It was like Link was this like wisecracking dude, cracking jokes and stuff, and like just not taking anything seriously. I'm like, that's him in there. Like,
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, all right, same dude. All right, cool. But then like A Link to the Past came out, had like the story in the manual, the player's guide had like a lot of story stuff in it as well. In game had a lot of
the intro
narrative
with
in
the
there
Triforce
too.
and like the
So I
3D
was like,
Triforce
oh
or
man, there's some
whatever, yeah.
the first game I can clearly remember where there was context behind what I was doing. So at least for Zelda, and I was like, this is sick. Like that game had like the atmosphere. It had like the music. It made more sense. It was like the first one I could beat on my own.
The light shining through the trees in the Lost Woods.
Yeah,
Just the technology at that time was just like, whoa.
It was just like
10 out of 10 weather.
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
showpiece.
Oh yeah. And I remember after that one getting like looking in it, like finding a Nintendo Power and seeing that they like offered that's where I got the player's guide. I was like, wait, they have a player's guide that has like art and stuff. So like I was like kept asking my parents like, can I get this? Can I get this? And they're like, we'll see. And like somehow I got it eventually. Like they're probably like excited. Always asking for a book. Buy them a book instead of this dumb video game stuff. Like here, read the book. And I was like, cool. And I got this like, no, and I just like read all this stuff in there. I was like, man, like I didn't. Oh, it's like a prequel. Like and then like that stuff started happening. Like timeline. I was like, whoa, what is this stuff? Like they connect. I thought this was the third one. I thought this was after everything. I was so confused. I was like, but this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I with the guide, I lucked out because that was the thing that convinced my mom to get me Nintendo Power because they had this offer for like I would get like 4 guides or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when they
Stuff
were
like
really starting up their guides.
Yeah.
They had some ones before, but like this was like it was clearly like a new initiative where like they all kind of looked similar and all of that. So it's like I had the Game Atlas, and then there was like a Game Boy one and a Super Nintendo one, and then like the Link to the Past was one of those.
I used to be excited at renewing when I eventually got Nintendo Power. Like the renewal, you got to pick like a free like gift, like a player's guide or something.
yeah, yeah.
It'd always be so fun. Like,
So
all right,
sick,
which
dude.
one I'm getting? And then like obviously like they had the Power Supplies catalog.
Yeah.
And I'd get like nothing from that because it's like, oh, you don't need more Nintendo stuff. It's like we'll give you the books, but you're getting the games, you're getting the books. You don't need all this. You don't need T-shirts.
T-shirts extra.
I remember I had one like T-shirt. It was like a nice dress button-up shirt with an N64 logo on it.
Wow.
That was the thing I chose, and I remember like wearing it once and then coming back to get it for something, and it was gone. And my parents were like, "Oh, we don't like we got rid of it." And I was like,
Oh, that is
Parents.
so
Like,
rude.
it wasn't old. It was like old that shirt,
Mom
right?
threw away
I
all
was
my
like,
Nintendo powers, dude.
Damn, dude.
It's like I wanted to keep that, but now I like had to hide all my other ones. I can't let them see them.
I got a couple good co-op ones.
Oh yeah.
Ocarina of Time, Water Temple. Had to call Brad.
Did I play that for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't remember.
You did that, and then is it Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword? The fish. Twilight Princess, right?
Oh, the stupid fish.
Oh, the
thing.
fish.
Yeah.
You can, yeah, Brad had to
I
go
did that for 2 people.
catch that fucking
You
fish.
and Jiv
dude.
I did
Yeah.
it for.
Can't catch his fish.
I was gonna do something else first, but we're talking about stuff like that. So again, like when we played Ocarina of Time, like we had no idea, right? Like we're just completely blind with this game, and my friend was over there, and we call each other and like ask questions and stuff, and we're like, how do we get over to like the canyon. How do I get over the canyon? Get over to Gerudo Valley or whatever. And it's like, I think you got to jump over it with the horse. I'm like, no, you can't jump over it with the horse. The horse doesn't jump over hardly anything. Like, it'll just jump over a little fence. It's not jumping over that whole valley.
Way, bro.
And then he calls me up and he's like, I did it.
I gotta bring up the memory of getting Ocarina of Time. Shout out to my dad once again, dude. Going to Target, getting the pre-order. You had to get like a separate pre-order for the gold cartridge for
Pre-order
this.
gold cartridge right here.
Yeah.
This
Look at
shirt.
that.
shirt.
Look at that.
Dang,
Ocarina of Time pre-order right
I
there.
got the gold cartridge.
The blood-
I don't. It's probably just different.
The
It was
blood-
just like
blood flex.
software, etc. or whatever.
Yeah,
CEO
I got mine at Target.
CEO Junior over here.
Seriously.
Yeah. But my dad just waiting for that. I remember coming home from school one day and it was just sitting on our table there. My dad like wrote a note like "have fun" or something like that. Pristine, and just seeing the build up from that game, seeing it in Nintendo Power as like Zelda 64, seeing all those old screenshots, like seeing the Triforce in the game, like thinking you can get it and all that stuff. But man, that game just like you said blew me away. It changed the game. It changed the industry for sure, and that's why it's still considered one of the greatest of all time, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Complete package.
Just the still being in that transition period for games going into 3D.
Yep.
And just one thing after another. And it's like, you can do this in 3D. Like, you just didn't even think that things were possible, you know?
Like solving a puzzle in 3D.
Yeah.
Just insane.
One of those was like actually kind of freaked me out was the first time that like a like swallowed me.
Oh my god.
In that game, it was
Was it
like,
a
oh
shield?
crap, these things are in 3D. This is terrifying.
Oh yeah, definitely. Brutal. I remember riding my bike, Mike, to the store called Game Max. It's not there anymore, but I
love
remember
Game Max.
riding over there to get Majora's Mask.
Dude.
Day one, baby.
Shout out to Game Max. They had a playable demo of Nemesis.
Yeah.
But I'm
Hell yeah.
seriously sad. I beat that demo like 7
store.
times. They were like, hey, do you need anything?
Yeah. They were expensive though. I remember.
You used to be able to pay them money to play any game.
Yeah.
You bought time to play any game in the store.
I had a place like that. I used it a lot when I was in newspaper. I would use it to because I would have like I would even have people like go and check out games. Like, hey, meet me here. Had the photographer from the paper meet me there. You know, and then like I would have people try out a bunch of different games and like give me their impressions and stuff. Sick. And because you could just whatever they had in stock.
Yeah.
You could just have them load it up and play it on the TV there in the store.
So cool.
But speaking of which, we kind of
that.
one that we kind of skipped over, Link's
I was
Awakening.
gonna say.
I got that later, I
we
remember.
were talking
I played that
about
mostly on Super Game Boy.
Yeah, I like that was the thing that got me to get a Game Boy.
Yeah.
And Super Game Boy was part of that too, because like,
Yeah.
it's like I really didn't care too much about like playing the Game Boy itself. I was like, I just wanted to play those
Yeah,
games, and
definitely.
Zelda was one of those games I had to
Absolutely.
play. And the Toys R Us. So my mom worked at Denny's, and after school or whatever weekends or whatever reason, like I'd have to like a lot of times just sit in a booth at Denny's while she finished a shift, and Toys R Us was right next door.
Oh, nice.
And so I was like just at that age where I could be let off the leash a little bit. It's like, can I go to Toys R Us? Can I go to Toys R Us? And like eventually, like she would let me go over to Toys R Us, and they had a Game Boy kiosk there where I could play
Awesome.
Zelda.
Sick.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good times.
Dude, I gotta bring some blood because you were there. Twilight Princess.
Yeah, the reveal.
What an event. Dude, I was at Cyberdeck, Mike, when I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Insane
But what
moment.
led to that? We gotta back it up a little bit. What led to the Twilight Princess reveal being such a big, crazy reaction was the Wind Waker,
Yeah, of course.
because we had the Space World demo
Oh my god, that demo.
where it looked like now it looks kind of silly.
Now it does. Yeah, definitely.
At the time, it was just like
Ganon.
going from the N64 to that demo was like, oh my gosh, it looks so realistic. I can't wait to play Zelda, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then when they revealed the Wind Waker, one of the most loved entries in the franchise now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much
Dude,
backlash.
Oh my God, the
so much
most.
toxic
Record
fanboy.
scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toxic, dude.
Yeah.
One of the earliest, like, toxic situations that I can remember. I don't remember anything toxic in video games earlier than that. Seriously.
Why does Link look so kitty?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That was
just
definitely a
a
thing.
fortunate situation at the time where like information just there wasn't as much common knowledge and access to information.
Right.
A lot of people did not understand that like a tech demo, even if it said Space World demo,
Right.
people are like didn't understand that like this is just something to showcase the power of this system. It's not necessarily reflective of a game in development.
Yep.
And you know, just not getting like developer insights, you know, not having like an E3 with like the press conference live stream where they like can explain what you're looking at. You have to either go in a magazine, which is just, you know, people just gushing over this, saying this is what Zelda could look like, blah blah blah, and then then it's like, hey, we're gonna show off the actual new Zelda game. Like none of the context was there, and people were just being shown, you know, there's a cool video circulating everywhere. This looks awesome. This is the future Zelda, and then the next thing most people saw was the Wind Waker unveiling, and they're like, wait, what? What is this? To the point where I remember like people writing articles speculating like, oh, that's the tech demo. Like they're like Mario's gonna get the cell shaded look, and Zelda's actually getting a realistic one. It was a big mix up and stuff. I remember like IGN they put out an article saying like it could be this case where it's a misunderstanding, and I was like, oh my god. Like looking back, I was like, oh okay, sure.
That's funny.
Yeah, so, and even though, it's funny because even though that game is so fondly remembered now and so many people loved it, there were still a lot of people that kind of hated that game for a while.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
definitely an era of
Yeah.
like kids game, kiddie game.
Exactly. Well, yeah, especially
7.8
compared
for sure.
to
7.8.
compared to PS2 and Xbox, right? You know,
Yeah,
like you
definitely.
had Halo, you had like Shinobi and all that stuff, and then it's like, oh, the purple lunchbox system.
Yeah, exactly.
You had like multiple things happening. Yeah, you had all that stuff happening. And one thing to add to context, so I was playing like devil's advocate, but to be fair, the Space World demo was not just shown at Space World. It was shown up until through the next E3.
Right.
And developers did say this is the Zelda in active development. So to be fair, for people who are paying attention, Nintendo was not being completely honest with that. They were just kind of like being a little bit coy.
Liars.
And then they changed tune and said like, yeah, in development we just wanted to do something different. Like the GDC roundtable, the GDC presentations kind of give a little bit more insight into what happened with that. Anyway, but also at that time, we were seeing like stuff like the Lord of the Rings film trilogy. Even if you weren't into Lord of the Rings, you're like, holy shit, look at this fantasy stuff. It looks so sick. Like in like realistic Zelda, like it was just like taking off. That like you know that like medieval fantasy, the high fantasy, like it was just like it was the thing to
all
be
of
at that
stuff
point.
Was fairly new at that point.
Yeah, and like you were coming off a point where like everything was kind of being a little edgy. Like, you know, you're like living in a post-Matrix world, like 1999 Matrix.
When was
like,
Wind Waker come out?
So Wind Waker came out in 2002 in Japan, December 2002, and in March 2003 here. So yeah, you had like almost
Resident Evil remake looking all crazy.
Yeah, so you had a bunch of stuff that was coming out that was pushing this, and then people expecting that to continue. But also part of this was that the older system, N64, you know, it had limitations. Even though Ocarina of Majora looked like it did, some people interpret it as being adult, mature looking, even though one of them and a third of one of them stars like a young Link. They're like, oh, it's like adult, it's mature looking. But it's like, some people could interpret that as like, no, it was very cartoony looking. And what are you talking about? Like,
well, even the artwork, you know, like you could interpret that either way.
Exactly.
You know, as being like really serious or really cartoony.
The Wind Waker artwork had a unique, different style from the previous artwork.
But that's what I mean. It's like the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask.
Exactly.
Artwork,
So, I mean, it was just like, I think the tonal shift, you know, just really, you know, took people by surprise.
Yeah.
Took me by surprise, big time. I wasn't like mad at it or anything. I remember being disappointed at first because the Space World footage, I was like, dude, yes. Yeah. But like, I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna play this game. I bought that shit day one. No question.
I mean, there definitely were people who crossed beyond that. There was the old at the time people were like always used to say it was like the consumers split 50-50. There are people who are excited for it, you know. There are people like who are using the term Zelda is either, you know, nice or is a
I do remember
pejorative.
Zelda. Wow.
There were definitely a lot of like insults being hurled around about like Link being a kitty and Nintendo being kitty and like that kind of that persona. That,
part
like,
of the fanboy wars at the time.
It was like full flames or stoked of the fanboy wars.
War never
and there were people
changes.
like, I'm not going to buy this, to the point like you could interpret it how you want. But I mean, Nintendo did tack on Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, like GameCube version, as a pre-order bonus. You could for Wind Waker, so you could go buy it. Or as soon as you pre-ordered it, it was like available like before Wind Waker came out. So people took that as like, they're trying to win over people who are not happy with that.
Dude.
Yeah, and then like this, like the year later, following up Wind Waker's release, they did like the Zelda collection, and they're like, here, like all the good old Zelda games. Like they were just people like it did cause Nintendo a little bit of like especially Nintendo of America to relay back to Japan saying, hey, Western audiences are kind of split on this and not happy. And when the sales came in, unfortunately, they tried to justify that Nintendo of America's narratives that it looked too much like a cartoon and people were expecting something else, which eventually
which
led.
then when we get to E3, and remember, this is before Wii was even like really had anything to do with anything, right? Like this was a GameCube game.
Yep.
It was a GameCube press conference, and this trailer starts up, and I'm just like, what is this, Fire Emblem? Like, what is this?
So
and like slowly, like as shot after shot came up, and like
were you in
finally realized that like
were you in person for this?
I was in person.
Okay, so you were still confused in person because
Yeah.
I was always wondered, Blood, if you had like that bigger screen in front of you, because everyone's watching the internet video at like whatever 240p. So you
awful back
but
then,
like
yeah.
you can, when you watch it now, you can clearly see a shot where it is Link on a horse, but like it's very quick. So I wondered if people in the audience, because some people shot a little bit early before the big reveal of like the close up. So I didn't know if the vibe in the room was like very quickly people knew it wasn't that reveal shot where people finally caught on. So it sounds like you weren't sure.
Yeah, even in
until
person, it was like I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at because
Cool, I
they
was
didn't
always
say it. They
curious,
just like
yeah.
dim the lights and start playing the trailer, and it's like, huh? Yeah. And I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's ever materialized outside of Nintendo private headquarters. But Bill Trennan said he recorded it. Like he was recording the crowd.
Oh, that's not the okay. So that version of that video doesn't exist.
Well, I'm saying it's like
publicly
from
released.
the behind the stage.
They
whatever.
probably they probably wanted to record that for their own use. That's cool. And this was the first E3 that Reggie Fils-Aimé, right? This is Reggie's debut.
I think it might be. I
Yeah.
don't know for sure. Off the top of my head.
Because he introduces it. He says, and we got one more thing. This is I thought at the beginning of this, was this the one where he said, my name is Reggie, or is that the next year?
Was it Kick Ass?
Was it that one? Yeah, I mean,
I just remember the look. That one's the best.
Yeah. But then like having like Miyamoto come on stage
After with the
like a
sword
good
and
transition
shield,
there from the
yes.
screen to that. I was like, oh dang,
Video
like
games are so sick.
Yeah.
yeah.
too
And him delivering a nice little like quick speech in English to everyone, and it was kind of like a nice message. I mean. It was like, I am not Link, but I do know him. Like, something about like, time doesn't stand still. Like, so neither can Link. Like he must change or whatever. I forget the exact
Something like
wording,
that.
but like it was
Something about bonds.
Yeah, it was basically about like we're changing. And it seems very different than Miyamoto's MO. Like generally doesn't like give in. They don't like
No story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seemed like to fly a little bit in the face of that. So it was kind of, I don't know, that got people excited that, maybe Nintendo would like, does listen to feedback.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, but also.
I feel like this is probably still pre-Reggie, but I don't know for sure.
Maybe it was. Maybe he wasn't the one. I think maybe I'm getting my things wrong. I thought it was 2004, but.
Because I feel like Reggie was around for like the Revolution, like pre-Wii stuff when they were talking about virtual console.
Maybe that's
stuff.
when he did his thing. Hey, I gotta look this up while you keep talking. I have to know. Like I want to know how bad my memory's getting.
Yeah.
Dude, one memory we gotta bring up is that Damiani played Phantom Hourglass on E3, Nintendo's E3 stage, dude.
yeah.
The video is
yeah.
Damiani playing that.
So dope.
So sick.
2004.
The source.
It was
Yeah,
2004?
E3 2004 press conference.
Nice.
Reggie Fils-Aimé. Yeah, that's where he says it. Yep.
Same one. Okay.
All
cool.
right. Sorry, I thought I was losing my mind, man.
No, that's fine. It's hard. It's hard to
Amazing.
get all they all blend together. We also had the year with the Twilight Princess where they had the one of the other trailers where like Zelda and the Cloak.
That's
Yeah.
GDC 2005.
I remember that for
The
sure.
Game Developers Conference 2005 is where we got the not Wolf Link, but the wolf howling
Got
at
it.
the moon. But we got, like, it starts with Zelda in the Hood, and we had a million fucking, not a million articles, but a single article that caused, like, dominated the headlines from IGN, which was, we bet Link turns into a wolf. And, like, they had all this evidence. I'm like, Nintendo just told you. Come on, like, give me a fucking break. Like, yeah, like, just, like, come on. Like, they told you.
man.
Like, you know, and, like, the E3 trailer was like, Link transforms into a wolf, and IGN's like, we did it! It's like,
Yeah.
But there was another trailer, maybe it's not that exact one, but it was where they had it, when we went to E3, they gave it to us on a DS cartridge, which was funny. But then they also had that really crazy cool, like, dungeon booth.
so that
to
was
play the game
E3
in.
2005. Yep. I wasn't at that one, Blood.
Yeah, there's like Stalfos in the corner,
Yeah,
and
you,
like
you
Wolf
got to go
Link
to
up on
that.
the,
You got to go to the Disneyland of E3s.
At least we did the Breath of the Wild one. That one was cool, at least.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
It wasn't that cool,
But I
but it was
mean-
cool.
Animatronics,
I
sound
know, we
effects.
didn't get that.
Fog machines.
They had like
They had fog
statues
machines.
at least at the one we went to.
You gotta work at Nintendo to get
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
access.
But yeah, what Brad was talking about though, what was the story with the
Oh,
with
sorry.
with you getting on stage and
E3
everything?
2007 Phantom Hourglass. I think I've told this before as
told
well.
me.
But the biggest 180 in history was getting a call out of the blue. Someone saying they're from Nintendo. How would you like to reveal the new Zelda at E3?
Dude.
Wait, what?
Insane.
Imagine Capcom
That's
calling
insane.
you and being like, "How would you like to reveal the new Resident
God,
Evil?"
man.
And then you're like,
insane.
"Dude," and then like, or new Shenmue or whatever. And then like they go,
Fucking hell.
"It's just like one that's already out that came out in Japan or whatever." So it was like, and I thought it was like brand new, and like to them it is because it's like hasn't come out in the West
Yeah,
yet. And they're like, "Oh, it's for Phantom Hourglass." So I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, so you don't got any more other Zeldas in there? we got like Twilight Princess 2 in there?
Yeah.
No? Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, so they were just like, you want to, like, we just need someone to, like, their whole theme for that. So that was the E3 that, like, E3 went weird because remember, we went to
Yeah,
Santa, it was like in the actual show floor.
There wasn't a show floor. There was
It was
a
at the
Barker hangar.
Barker
thing,
hangar
yeah.
at Santa Monica Airport, and then it was scattered across all the hotels along like the Santa Monica beach line, and I
the
think
worst.
And,
Absolute worst.
But they still had the press conferences.
I've heard bad things about Atlanta, but yeah, worst E3 I went to was 2007.
It was not.
For sure.
I had some things I got to go to. I mean, the primary reason I did it is because this was invite only E3.
Right.
You could not apply to go in.
Callahan.
And my first E3 was 2006, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I got to go again.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 2007 rolls around, like literally was like asking anyone I had like a PR contact with, like. I remember really small companies like had invited me to like very small events at that point. And I was like, "Hey, do you have any way to get me an E3 and stuff?" And they're like, "No, we don't like we don't have a list that we get to invite." It was really secretive, so it was like kind of annoying. And then this was like the way in, so like I got to go to a few things. Some of those people are like, "Oh, I'm actually going to be there. Can I come to your appointment and stuff?" You know. And yeah, that walking up and down like Ocean Boulevard, whatever it was, like, oh my gosh, like please just go back to like
well,
old
yeah,
E3.
the first day I made the mistake of being like, oh, I'll drive myself, and I was like, and I ended up like missing appointments because it was also like farmers market day, so it was like basically all of Santa Monica parking was taken. It was insane, but thankfully they had Game Trailers had like shuttles running everybody around
That's
too,
good.
picking us up and stuff from appointments. So the next day I was just like, I'm just gonna get on the shuttle.
I think I was only there for the one day, and because I was in the press conference, there was like reserved parking for us. It wasn't actually very close. It was a little bit of a walk, which was interesting. But you know, I remember like it being a nightmare to try and if you were going to try and find parking on your own. So you know, definitely that. Some things I like definitely remember from it was there was like a hotel they had like rented pretty much out for their staff, and they had like a suite room up top which had a bunch of the like stuff that was gonna be in Barker or part of the show. So like Wii Fit was there, Super Mario Galaxy was there. was it?
Yeah, it was
That
Galaxy.
sounds right.
Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
right.
something Super Mario was there, and
It was the first Galaxy. 'Cause
And-
I remember we had to, because again, there was basically nobody doing gameplay at that point. So we had to try to over the shoulder record every level that was in that demo, and there was a lot. There was a lot of things to pick from.
they had the room had partitions near the entrance to try and block off so you couldn't just look through the door when it opened to see in. And everything behind there, they had a security dude who's and another person who would check to make sure you could come past that point. But what's hilarious was they were having delivery people deliver stuff to help set up things in that room, because it was gonna be that was their private suite for hands-on demo appointments were gonna be there. And I remember someone losing their mind constantly because delivery people kept coming back, starting to deliver stuff and start staring at the screens oh, and the PR person's excuse me, they're not supposed to be here. They shouldn't be looking at this. They were oh my God. I was just sitting on a couch oh my God, yikes. The Nintendo ninjas are real. She's I gotta get that person, show me your driver's license. I need to get your information. We know where you live. And I was oh my God.
That's hilarious.
And they're she was I think it was a woman. That's why I keep saying she. And she kept saying asking someone else on the phone do they need to sign an NDA thing? They did see the screen. Do we need to make them sign this? I was
Running after a UPS guy. Sign this.
So I think it just fed into that whole setup for 2007 was a little chaotic for everybody. It just wasn't the best optimal setup. But yeah, they let me. I basically played Phantom Hourglass, the part that was shown off and what was demonstrated. They just had me play that a bunch. All right, can you just play this part on stage? And I was okay, cool. And just kept playing it and playing it. And they had me playing it on a nice DS. And then the day of, they get up there and the dude's showing me in the rehearsal stuff, and it's mounted down.
Right.
They're can you
They
play?
love bolting their consoles
So
down.
basically,
for sure.
with the framing and everything, you're gonna need to play one-handed. And I'm wait, this game requires you to hit input buttons and use the stylus at the same time. Wait, what? And they're you have to play one-handed. And I'm oh, okay. Because they had me play normal, we can't see it, we can't see it. And I'm okay. It's play it one-handed. I'm all right, we're gonna go really slow. So that day I had to learn to how to alternate, and so take it nice and slow. And I'm oh my God, please just don't let me die on this. It's I don't want to mess like that. And then they originally wanted to have everyone was the theme for it was supposed to be fans participating in their thing, because they had someone else do some of their other demos or had videos for other people as well. So I think that's what the vibe they were going for, and they wanted everyone to kind of say something. And I just remember at one point it was either Perrin Kaplan or maybe it was Bill Trinan who was just I think they just had a huddle and they're this isn't working. Let's just have them say nothing or something. It's to all of us.
That's funny.
Because I think they decided it was too much of a risk. We don't want, let's just have them say nothing. It's better. So, I mean, they were really tight ship. And then the best part of the story, the day of, I think I either told you or you about this. Dude, they're the bouncer enforcer
You
Nintendo
told me about
dude.
this, yeah.
The real, the head Nintendo ninja dude.
Yeah.
Literally coming into the green room or whatever saying so I'm not going to see any of this on a blog or anything in the next 5 minutes, right? Literally
Wow.
all mafia style too.
Yeah.
Intimidation factor. I was oh shit, dude. I was
don't mess with Nintendo.
nope.
You like those fingers over there?
Yeah, you want to play with that stylus?
Jeez.
Remember the VHS tape where they were doing all that stuff?
Oh yeah, the Star Fox thing.
Oh,
Mario
Star
on the
Fox one, dude. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was it was just for Phantom Hourglass. It was call me up when you got a literally I think I heard from them after that. Then I worked at Game Trailers. Is oh, now I hear from them again because I work at Game Trailers.
Yeah, and then the next big one was Skyward Sword, which is when they were doing the concerts and stuff. That was a big part of the Skyward Sword.
Oh, after Twilight.
Yeah,
sorry.
promotions. And then we had the unfortunately famous E3 where the controller interference.
No, can we
Well,
not
that
talk-
was-
It makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we just not talk
Well,
about that?
But I mean, it very much could have killed the live Nintendo press conferences. that E3 with
Was
all
that the one with the Wii Music too?
I think it was.
boy, I can't.
But
So
I'm
E3,
100%.
so E3 2006, the leading up to like the Wii's launch. Yeah, what was
No,
that?
this was after.
later.
I know you're later, but
But
like
what
they,
was 2006 happened?
so 2006 was they had a slight disconnect during one because they were showing off the motion control as well for Twilight Princess, but they had to ask for just a different remote. I remember,
Okay.
and it was like very brief.
Yeah.
But then like
I don't
because-
remember that making much of a reaction.
So I just remember it standing out
'Cause we
because
were
when they
still,
had
like-
Skyward Sword had the issue, I'm like, maybe there's like Zelda motion, like they can't have their like flagship game keep having problems. No, because this, like you can see the frustration on Miyamoto and that Skyward
it's
Sword.
the worst.
It was
It's the worst.
like,
It's the worst. It's the
it's
worst.
like,
It's the worst.
oh yikes.
Well, you can imagine too.
Someone
like,
got fired.
just from somebody like you're saying, like you practice this over and over and over again. You know exactly how it's going to go, and then you get on stage and it doesn't do what it's supposed to be doing.
Someone
and it's like
disappeared.
we accounted for we've been through that. We've been through that 100 times.
Yeah, like
Even
We
Nintendo.
accounted for everything, and it still didn't work.
everyone. I think every publisher had this happen at some point. There was like Call of Duty that had a problem during its presentation around like the mid to late 2000s as well.
Yeah.
where it was just like, oh yeah,
And then I remember the other big thing with Skyward Sword was the backwards. When everyone figured out that there was the theme backwards.
oh yeah.
What the heck?
That was people lost their minds. That was fun. Like the you keep because Nintendo used to do behind the scenes roundtables in a small like little theater room at LA Convention Center, and E3 2009 they showed off the first artwork for Skyward Sword, which was just like Link and
I remember that. Yeah.
Fi, who we didn't know was at the time, and then people going nuts like, look at the Master Sword, and like just how much like a piece of artwork like set people off to like the discussions, like off to the races, and I feel like that moment was probably like us like where media was and coverage at the time, like that was kind of like the genesis of like what we see now. Like obviously Zelda had like a lot of coverage before, but man, that like the articles that came out, because I remember like sites like Kotaku, IGN were just running with like crazy theories, and now you see that with every new Zelda game. Like these are the types of articles that come out with every Zelda game now, and it kind of like became standard around that time. I don't think about 14 years ago. Geez.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Brad pretty comprehensively covered a lot of Breath of the Wild stuff. But is there anything else that you guys wanted to kind of pop in on Breath of the Wild, or any other Zeldas that we didn't get to in there?
Only thing I'll say about Breath of the Wild is Ryan Stevens has like the long lost video of me both reacting to Kingdom Hearts 3 and the first reveal of Breath of the Wild when it was E3 2015 or 14, whatever it was, the first one when Aonuma introduced here's the next Zelda. But the thing I remember the most about it being shocked was they had a little not preview, a video that preceded it, where Aonuma was discussing some of the lessons learned, and it was like the most gratifying moment for me because he was like saying like. We talked about Wind Waker getting a bad deal, but my dislike of Wind Waker had nothing to do with aesthetics. It had something to do with game design and structure.
Right.
The ocean
And
was telling me about.
and literally him conceding that GameCube hardware was limited. We could not fully realize this, and we concede that this game had technical limitations, and we never have delivered on this true open Zelda that and also we've been talking about breaking the Zelda formula for how many games now, and we never do it. We really want to do it with this one, and so they gave 3 bullet points about what this new Zelda was going to be about. I'm like, I think I just started doing like the rock. I did like the rock clap. Yeah. I was like, he finally gets it.
Yeah.
He finally gets me. Like this is all I've wanted. Like 15 years. Make it happen.
In between we also had that little that tech demo for Wii U.
Oh, the
yeah.
Twilight
the
Princess
spider.
thing.
Two things.
Yeah.
People learned their lesson from Space World, so they're like, let's not get too invested in this. I mean, it'd be cool. And 2, just remembering the executive order game trailers to keep going back to get the best possible off-cam shot of that.
Which the Nintendo Ninjas were real on that one.
Man.
And so we had like 2 halves of that demo. And then like we stitched it together in the editing room.
Did they still ask us to take it down and like we said no in the end or something?
Probably. We're pretty sticklers for that because it was all our own host speaks, so they couldn't make us do
But also
anything.
we kept saying everyone else is showing it. Why are you coming after us? I
Right.
remember over your conversation it said like no one else is taking it down. We're not taking it down. So, but it was because we had the best version because we had the full one because we stitched it together. So I think that's why they were coming after ours. Yeah.
Going for the jugular.
Yeah. They were not pleased.
Oh, what's everyone's favorite Zelda? Mine's Twilight Princess.
That was real enthusiastic, Huber.
Well, what's everyone's favorite?
Oh.
Favorite
Twilight
is
Princess.
so
I can't pick.
Freaking hard for
Sorry.
me. Yeah.
I refuse.
Okay.
I'm pulling you. I
Tears of the
refuse.
Kingdom.
You can refuse.
Yeah,
You can refuse.
refuse. I reject.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What did you say,
My
Will?
off the top of the head knee jerk would probably be Ocarina, but then you talk about Link to the Past, you're talking about Twilight.
I
there's, like,
refuse.
so many.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And then it's like, and then like I think my head is still like, how do I even compare Breath of the Wild to the rest of the series? Yeah. All right, we got more news to come. But if you're watching this on YouTube, take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell to get more videos from us. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsor.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How much time do you spend on yourself? I try to spend a little bit of time on myself each week, but I don't nearly as much as I should, and I end up thinking about other people a lot, just kind of working, doing other stuff, not really focusing inward. I don't like meditate or anything like that, but I do go to therapy, so that becomes my time to do that, and I think it's really important for that kind of time. It sort of replaces that reflection time for me, I think, personally, but it's really easy to get caught up in other people's needs and start to feel drained, but when you talk to a therapist, you can find that space, and they can help you with tools for giving yourself ways to find that balance in your life between giving to others and saving some for yourself, so you don't run out your batteries and you don't leave people behind in the process. Like I said, I really like going to therapy for that. It helps me to maintain that kind of self-reliance without burning out, and I'm there for other people. I can show up when I need to be, which is really good. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/allies today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/allies.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right. We've had a lot of numbers weeks. We got more numbers this week, but some fun ones. First up, Capcom financials.
Oh, yeah, the best they've ever done.
Hold off.
Resident Evil 4 sold 3.75 million in the final week of the fiscal year.
Excellent.
1 week on there.
Insane.
3.75
Well
million.
deserved.
Let's go.
Yeah. New high mark for annual revenue for them.
What if we play the DLC? What if that's what they're showing off?
Dude.
We get to play the DLC.
Oh, yeah. Separate ways?
Separate ways, dude?
Probably already done.
That's right. They have to play it
It's
there.
probably already finished.
Watch it happen.
Their net sales were $940 million, up 14% over
Oh,
the previous
wow.
year. Net income was $273 million, up 13%. Sunbreak did $5.45 million.
Wow.
Just for that expansion.
Great expansion.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Rise got a additional 3.7 million copies.
Oh, because it came to other platforms.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it, Rise.
Yeah, Rise, not World. Yeah.
Wait, what?
But that tiered, like, it's out on this now. It's out on this now. It's out on this
It's
now.
ridiculous.
Yeah. They had 6 million selling titles.
Wow, 6?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. This is one of the most fun ones for me. The Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 2 remakes actually increased in sales over the year before.
Nice.
There's a 4, dude.
Yeah.
There's a
4, yeah. People are getting caught up.
In there.
Yeah.
Fresh meat.
Overall, they sold 41.7 million copies of their games. Wow. Put it all together in that year, up 28%. And then for this year, they're still expecting to go up. They're going to get to 45 million units.
Hell yeah.
Citing Exoprimal
Yeah.
and Street Fighter 6.
Why? So,
Apple
hey,
is going to carry that company. I'm just kidding.
don't sleep on Street Fighter 6.
Don't sleep with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
Extra
that's gonna
Primal is going to be
sell
on
a
Game
shitload.
Pass, too,
Yeah.
which is
Probably a lot
interesting.
more of RE4, too. That was just the first
Oh,
week.
yeah, definitely.
Get
And
that gold edition in there, you know?
they could have some small...
Monster Mobile,
Dragon's
whatever
Dogma
thing is.
2.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
I saw
Mega Man.
Yeah, I saw
Dead
Battle
Rising.
Network. Battle Network sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah.
The remaster, which is insane.
It's like
That's great.
Insane, yeah. Yeah, we're just old people. The newer Mega Man stuff, the more recent stuff, the more popular.
Yeah.
No one wants side-scrolling action Mega Man.
They're running out of collections to do.
They need
Almost
RPG.
time for Legends.
RPG Mega Man. Make it happen.
It's almost time to put the original 2 and 3 on PlayStation Network.
Oh, no, they are.
Yeah.
No, I mean Resident Evil.
Oh, Resident Evil. Yeah. Well, I mean, one is, but you got to be premium tier to play it.
on.
It's director's cut only.
Why are they still holding that?
I don't understand.
Jeez.
And then next up, we've got Nintendo's financial report for the full year.
Here we
Bowser,
go.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spray it.
Oh, there's
So-
some juice. He's out of juice.
Money.
We're starting to see that transition. The transition period starting to come up.
Yep.
Steam's starting to run out a little bit.
Yep.
The Steam's running out. It's
running
a sign.
out.
It's a
Bowser's
sign.
winded.
It's a
Yeah.
sign.
Gross profit down 6%,
Whoa, Nintendo.
Hearing the word down.
Nintendo, what's going on?
attributed to semiconductor shortages.
Oh, okay.
So still having trouble.
right.
That's what
getting
they
the
all
damage
will
control.
say.
Once,
Yeah.
once it's ironed out, the train's full steam ahead again.
Not quite.
Derailment blood.
Oh, shit.
Switch units sold 17.97 million in the past year, down 22%.
Wow, they
Their
break
forecast
20.
was 21 million.
They didn't break 20 million.
Wow, what a failure, dude.
Absolute
Oh
failure.
no. Oh no.
Software sales, 213.96 million, down 9%. Digital revenue, including sales and Switch Online, all that stuff, $3 billion, up 12.7%.
Failure
There you
too.
go.
It's gonna be really fun checking these numbers next time after Tears
It's
of
gonna
the
be fun.
Kingdom.
It's gonna be fun checking the numbers at the end of the month.
Check in.
Mobile and licensing was down 4.3%.
Oof, mobile.
And then some lifetime sales here. Lifetime Switch units now
125?
125.62 million.
They need
Yeah.
2 more years on the market at least roughly what they're doing now.
Get
A
to
little
like
less.
140 maybe.
They can do two more. If they
135.
can do 2 more years of 15
For
million, they would
PS2?
take the crown.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're really going to slow down. It might not hit it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Tears
Yeah.
of the Kingdom. Dude, watch them announce some like Mario game
Hey,
out of nowhere.
I forgot. Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED. They're right back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, no,
right
they
back
were people were talking
They'll
about
announce
that.
in 1 month they
Yeah.
sold as many
Yep.
Switches as like a quarter.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah. Lifetime Switch software. Lifetime. 1.04 billion units sold of software on the Switch. It's the first Nintendo platform to cross the billion mark. Nintendo DS was close, 948.76
How about other
million.
consoles? Any console sold $1 billion like that? Is this the
I would
first
guess
console ever?
PS2 probably.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because they get more games in general.
But yeah, I don't know the comparisons on who else might have
Wow.
done $1 billion on a platform.
PC.
Yeah, for sure.
PC.
Just count the last
Lifetime
50
sales.
years of video
Yeah.
games.
Lifetime PC
They probably
sales.
broke $1 billion, give or take.
Annual playing users continues to rise, now up to 114 million annual playing users. Previous year was 103 million.
Okay.
And now they had, in this year, they had 35 million sellers, 22 of which were
Wow.
first party
Wait, this
35
year?
new million
Yeah.
sellers
that sold over $1 million.
35 new titles, yeah.
compared to Capcom.
Well,
6.
not new. There's
Just
Or titles
35
in
a year.
general.
Yeah.
Compared to 6 from Capcom.
That is crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, you got 125 million Switches out there. 1 million of a game. Just doesn't seem like that
Yep.
much. So I
Yep,
guess
yep,
it makes
yep.
sense.
Yep.
That's
Not for Switch, yeah.
That is wild.
So I've got the
Jeez.
22 first party, the list right here. I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those are new games.
Wow.
Some kind of Pokemon.
All right.
Oh, of
Let's-
course.
Pokemon's at the top. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, 22.1 million.
Dude, disgusting.
All right.
I'm disgusted
Yeah.
by that. I'm actually
That's
disgusted.
one.
Yeah,
Does
come on.
Arceus 2.
Arceus
For
is
the
in
year.
there, but I don't. It's down
If we're
there.
talking
12.
This is for new. That's the 12th highest selling new game.
No, because it was previous fiscal year.
Oh yeah, duh. I
So-
forgot they do.
yeah.
I forgot they bring
So
it by March.
Arceus did another 2.19 million this year.
Gotcha.
Arceus lifetime was
There you
14.83
go.
million.
Still below Scarlet and Violet. All right. I don't know.
It's Wars.
No, it's too new.
Zero.
Wrong,
Too new,
wrong,
yeah.
wrong fiscal year. Sorry. So I know the order, but Xenoblade did $1 million.
Yeah.
It's at one. It's like
1.86 million
Yeah,
for
1.86.
Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem
Engage.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Engage is in here. I
Yep.
think I just don't remember where it is.
It's just.
It's right below it. 1.61
yeah,
million.
it actually did less.
16th.
Yeah. What else we got? Splatoon 3 is in there.
Yep, second. 10.67 million. for
Kirby?
Splatoon 3. Kirby was actually
call.
previous fiscal year,
Oh,
but it was
okay.
at fifth still.
Nice.
3.81 million this
Nice,
year.
you.
Mario Kart.
6.46 million total.
Old, yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 was fourth on the list.
Eh,
Did another 8.45 million to total 53.79 million.
Breath of the Wild.
Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild did another 3.24 million. It's in eighth place. 29.81 million all the way.
Huber thinks that
Did-
Tears of the Kingdom is going to sell 50 million copies.
I do.
Did Ring Fit?
I'm not kidding.
Ring Fit make another million? I know it's number 10.
1.29 million.
Yeah, it's number 10
It's-
on their
yeah.
overall best
Yeah,
sellers.
20th place last year.
Okay.
15.38 million
Nice.
altogether for Ring Fit. It's a lot of those rings.
Yeah, a lot of rings.
But yeah,
Did Odyssey do another million or no? Probably not. I'm guessing. Would guess.
Odyssey is in here. Yeah, 2.25 million.
Wow. Okay.
Lifetime is over 25 million.
Dang.
What about Luigi's
Just
Mansion?
25 mil for Odyssey.
Luigi's Mansion and did another 1.5 million, up to 12.82 million.
25 mil for Odyssey. That's it.
Yeah, it's slowing down.
Dead franchise, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
Zelda's up.
25 million.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. It's on there.
Dead franchise.
Yeah. Super Smash Bros. Was ninth place, 2.92 million. Lifetime is 31 million.
Oh, was any Metroid on there?
Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yeah.
1.09 million.
Sweet,
Did
dude.
make it.
Dreadnought.
Dread, I don't think.
Dread
Dead
was
franchise.
Dead
sold.
franchise. They got to go back and remastered 20-year-old games.
Yeah.
Not for this fiscal year, no.
Dead franchise.
Nope. Okay, let's get some of the Kirby games.
Yeah, but yeah, let me go down the
other
whole thing.
old ones there.
At this point, so Pokemon Scarlet was 22, Splatoon 3 was 10, Switch Sports third
Yeah.
place, 9.6 million.
Oh, yeah.
Have some self-respect.
Mario Party.
We went over Mario Kart, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We did go over Animal Crossing. Did another 3.58 million.
Sometimes it feels like it's.
That's up to 42 million.
Sometimes
Hell
Nintendo
yeah.
feels like a scam.
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah.
like that sports game. Come on.
Yeah. Big scam.
Mario Party Superstars,
Yeah.
which is the good one.
Good
nice.
one.
3.29 million.
Lifetime.
Over 10 million lifetime.
Yes.
Good one. I like that.
Heck yes.
Good one.
Truly the best Mario Party in 10
quite a while.
plus years.
I get it. I know.
For sure.
I know.
We went over Zelda and Smash Brothers. Mario Strikers Battle League did 2.5 million.
Did any of us play that?
We
We
played
played
it
it
a little
on a group
bit.
I don't
stream.
remember.
Yeah.
It's the half and half stadiums, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odyssey, Arceus, we went over. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
Yep.
Still.
Did over 2 million.
Keeps
Wow.
going. Keeps sticking.
And lifetime on that is 15.4 million.
It's a short,
Wow.
just
For the Switch port?
Yeah.
no for New Super Mario Brothers.
But the Switch version or also
Oh.
Yeah,
the Wii
Oh, you
U?
said Switch port. I thought
Just
you
the
said
Switch version.
Sport.
Just the
No,
Switch version.
port. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Yo, keep
Just shy of another 2 million. 1.95 million.
Hey,
11 million total.
what you asked about Donkey Kong?
I am depressed to ask about Donkey
Yeah,
Kong.
it's not on the. It's not on the
Hey,
festival
Donkey
this
Kong's
year.
coming. Donkey Kong's coming.
Donkey Kong never gets respected.
The other Kirby game, Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
Deluxe.
Seth Rogen made Donkey Kong relevant.
I don't know if I want that though.
I just want to see your reaction.
Stay irrelevant.
But yeah, Kirby's Return to Dreamland was 1.46 million. That's another. That was a Wii port, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting that one. Super Mario Party, the not as good one. 1.36 million. Lifetime, 19 million.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, Bayonetta 3,
Oh,
This one's a little
Bayonetta 3.
disappointing.
1.07 million.
Lifetime.
That is,
That is its lifetime.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
lifetime,
little slow on the uptake. Honestly, people. I don't think it's.
people are tired of waiting down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
great
like
s-
Bayonetta 1
Well,
and 2 are two of my favorite action
sorry.
games ever made, and I just like skipped through.
Well, you
Compare
didn't
it-
have a Switch. that
I
you
didn't have a
play.
Switch at the
Sorry.
time, but I also saw it was like not as good.
I think a lot of it was the story stuff that people were bummed by.
The metric to show that it's like not doing as well, probably expect is Astral Chain has sold more than Bayonetta 3 lifetime,
not
and
like
probably
that game.
Bayonetta will not surpass Astral Chain's lifetime. And it's like,
Oof. Yeah.
okay, that's Bayonetta was definitely more stronger IP. And,
Definitely.
yeah, it's losing
Yeah.
to that. I mean, Astral Chain's not bad. It's just a new IP beating Bayonetta 3 seems a little. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah. I do have the top 10 lifetime as well.
All right, let's do it.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's on top, 53.
Do we want-
Animal
do we-
Crossing?
Animal Crossing second, 42. The gap.
Wow.
11 million there.
Insane.
COVID bump.
Ultimate number 3.
No, I'm saying
Mario Kart's
Mario Kart
top.
is
Yeah,
flying
but I'm
above.
saying Animal Crossing at
Yeah,
that
COVID
high
bump,
up.
yeah.
COVID bump.
Oh, for sure. Like it was definitely
Dead
like,
game now, though.
Perfect
game
game
now.
at the perfect time.
it- Not
Dead game.
Smash Brothers.
Ultimate.
Another 11 million down, 31 million.
Then Zelda.
Then Zelda Breath of the Wild, just behind it,
Then
29.8.
Is it Odyssey?
No,
Or is it Scarlet?
Pokemon Sword and
Sword and
Shield.
Shield. It's one of the stupid. Then Odyssey, right?
Then Odyssey, but they were neck and neck. So Sword
Yeah.
and Shield is 25.82. Odyssey is 25.76.
All right. And then is it Scarlet Violet?
Then it's Scarlet and Violet at 22 million. Then it's Super Mario Party
Oh yeah.
at 19 million. Then it's that Mario Brothers U Deluxe, 15 million.
And then Ring Fit.
And then Ring Fit, which is just behind Mario Brothers U. So their Switch forecast for next year. So remember this year
Oh,
they
yeah.
did 17.97.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Next year they're taking it down to 15.
Oh,
Million.
here it is.
Yeah.
There it
Switch
is.
two.
Uh-oh.
Making way for it.
And 180 million software.
15. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna beat PlayStation 2.
No one will beat PS2.
PS2.
The juggernaut.
The king.
PS2.
It depends on how long they keep it running on the market.
That's right.
If it gets a tail of a couple,
yeah.
10 million a year after that, 8 million a year after that.
Yo, Mario Kart, that's all fun and games, but when your console has 3 Grand Theft Auto games, you win. Like you're not topping that.
PS2 had everything.
Yeah, just talking
everything.
about
It
Switch.
didn't have Smash
That
Brothers.
alone.
Switch has
And
The
100
Witcher
other
3.
games.
Switch has The Witcher 3. Doom.
Yeah.
It's got Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's got all the big sellers. What are you talking about?
It's got Skyrim.
Yeah. Freaking Divinity Original Sin on my Switch. Yeah.
Doesn't have Dragon Quest 8 though,
Cloud versions of
Sorry.
Resident Evil.
Does have 11.
but not 8.
And
It's gonna remaster that.
And I've got a quote here from
Let's get
Furukawa to Bloomberg. Sustaining the Switch's sales momentum will be difficult in its 7th year. Our goal of selling 15 million units this fiscal year is a bit of a stretch, but we will do our best to bolster demand going into the holiday season so that we can achieve the goal.
bolster demand.
Bolster demand.
That means
Bolster,
what big
I would-
title they got lined up for that?
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Odd to see.
No,
That was one of the few things they
Metroid
had
Prime's
on the
gonna be-
list, but it was just like, yeah, working title TBA.
Metroid Prime
Yeah.
4 is not big enough to be
There's-
that. Sorry.
it's not.
It's gotta be something else.
There's virtually no way that a new Super Mario game could come out of nowhere, right? We would hear
Yes, it
It
rumblings.
could
could
absolutely come by the end of this
Absolutely.
year. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100% that could
Just
happen.
like that Donkey Kong game. I'm still waiting for.
Donkey Kong Mario versus DK, the game. 3D open world platformer. You pick sides.
Yeah, Huber, I would not be surprised if it didn't happen, but I would not be surprised if it did.
Sweet.
Odyssey was so quick
Still waiting.
from when they revealed it to when we played it.
Unreal Engine 5. Coming to Switch this fall.
Switch 2 only.
Just kidding.
Also this week, the Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack is up for pre-orders.
Yo.
If you have
Spoilers.
$82.99.
Can't wait for it to come
That
to
is the biggest
No, it's
streaming-
coming out in July.
After the game?
Yeah,
it's after.
Okay.
Yeah.
They always do this, yeah.
8 discs.
I'll take this. I'll wait
It's
for
not like
this.
you're gonna listen to it anyways.
No, I'm just saying, that shit starts circling
Yeah,
around.
it's 8 discs, dude.
8 discs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
CDs?
no.
Yeah.
Only the
Who buys
doesn't only the
CDs?
Ultimate Edition have 8 disc or that JP?
No, that's the regular
So
edition.
Japan, I think, was
the
doing 2
Ultimate
versions.
Edition has more.
What?
The Ultimate Edition has more.
Oh, it has more. We have one version has more discs.
50 discs.
And it's like exclusive to that version too. Hopefully they add this to like
Actually,
streaming
that's
services.
a fair point because Endwalker was on like a Blu-ray or something.
But they
Some kind
give
of
you
Blu-ray disc.
but they give you a thing to download like
Yeah.
FLAC or
That too.
MP3 as well, so you can like do whatever you want with it when you buy it on Blu-ray.
Wait, did you say the Foul C or MP3?
FLAC flat?
You wish
Flat.
it was Foul C.
I was like, is this some kind of like 13 tie-in? Like,
Yes,
No.
it is, Huber.
Endwalker also was really cool that they had like those
Fallacy.
live concert videos
Yeah,
and
that was
stuff on
sick,
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
That 16 soundtrack is so good. So what we've heard so far. So Very nice.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball Fighters each sold over 10 million copies worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why Tears of the Kingdom's hitting 50.
Where's Fighters 2, dude?
Right?
Waiting on Toriyama.
Record sales for Dragon Ball games.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah. PlayStation has announced the India Hero Project, inviting devs in India to submit games for an incubator program to get direct mentorship and support from PlayStation for global release.
Cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. I actually, it was funny because I got to talk with Shuhei a little bit before the Game Awards. I went to like another like gallery thing the night before, and he was just like there in a corner chilling out, and we talked about like all the places he had been in the past year, and he was telling me, it's like, yeah, India's starting to shift over to doing stuff that's going to be more like PC console based and not just mobile phones.
Oh.
And so he was checking that stuff out, and now they've got a program to support it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
Nintendo Live 2023, which we talked about a couple weeks back, we weren't sure how that was going to play out. It's going to be there in the convention center next to PAX. And so you're going to be able to register using your Nintendo account for free tickets. And then somehow they're tied at like PAX attendees can also register, but I don't know if they like get priority or what. But yeah, so if you want to go to that in Seattle, get onto that website and register, and then you just get a random pool of
You can do that now?
who gets to go. I think you can do that now.
Did you do it
Good
yet?
to know.
No, I haven't done it. If you can't do it now, like the website has the dates for when they'll start them
Do it
up.
now.
Yeah,
The Matrix.
but I don't think that you're going to get any advantage by doing it earlier or not.
probably
It's just
not.
going to be like the day that they decide to pull the lotto numbers.
Yeah.
PlayOn, formerly known as Koch Media, is restructuring. In particular, the publishing labels Deep Silver, Prime Matter, and Ravenscourt are all going to go away, and the titles that they previously handled will all just fall under the PlayOn branding. But they say that it's gonna take a while, so you'll probably still see stragglers out there and stuff for like franchises that are tied to one of those labels or another.
Missed the Deep Silver name.
Deep
That's a good-
Silver.
That was a good name.
Yeah, Deep Silver
Compared
been
to
around for the
PlayOn.
longest, for quite a while. Prime Matter's pretty new.
Is Deep Silver the Saints Row people, or who's?
Was, I think, at a
I
point.
believe.
Okay.
I don't know about now, but I think it was
Yeah.
at a point.
And then, yeah, I think that's right. The other thing they said, they told GamesIndustry.biz that the aim is to produce fewer titles at higher quality. So they're kind of like starting to
Nice.
push above just that little
Great.
AA mark. Yeah.
Great.
Take note, Ubisoft.
A Plague Tale Requiem got a 60 frame per second performance mode for current gen consoles
Oh,
now.
cool.
The hell?
That's
Yeah.
nice.
When did this come out?
Just now.
Just like this past week. Yeah.
What?
yeah.
May.
Sick.
May.
We do a news podcast where we talk about things that have happened this week.
That's unexpected. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hollow Knight Silksong never had an official date.
Nope.
But it has been delayed from the previous target for the first half of this year. We're excited
Thanks,
by how
Phil.
the game is shaping up, and it's gotten quite big. So we want to take the time to make the game as good as we can.
Christmas Day.
So you've gone from June to July, now Christmas Day?
Christmas Day.
Okay. You're
You want it?
0 for 2 right now.
Christmas Day.
It's gonna get hosed out of all the awards.
December 25th. It's going down. Unlocks Christmas Eve night. Everything's great.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll roll this thing so the video viewers know what the heck we're talking about. The Gimmick.
Yeah, okay.
Gimmick Special Edition is coming out July 6th. It's got a date now.
This looks sweet.
Yeah. So this first launch in 1992.
Whoa.
And it was only put out in Japan and Scandinavia.
Dude,
Whoa.
it
So
looks
it's this
really
lost
cool.
hidden gem
Awesome.
from Sunsoft originally.
Oh,
It
nice.
looks like the
Yeah.
bubble
Love
bobble
Sunsoft.
and
It's got a lot of like similarities to a lot of the old Capcom games.
I was going to say the death animation they showed was just Mega Man dying.
Yeah, it looked like it's got Mega Man hints. It's got some like Little Nemo kind of
Whoa.
feel.
Kind of
to
looks
it
like a
in
little
places.
Puyo Puyo character. or
Sure,
something.
yeah.
Another Sunsoft classic that a lot of people missed was Euphoria. But yeah, it's got a lot of quality of life stuff in there.
Holy crap.
Wow.
It's got like art
Achievements.
gallery, all that good stuff.
That's sick.
That looks really fun.
Yeah, no, I do want to check it out in July when it comes out.
Should stream that group stream game.
Yeah,
Sick.
bouncing on a star.
Looks like the airship. Like Mario
yeah, it's like a
assets.
Mario
Yeah.
Brothers 3 ship in there.
Stealing
Metal
he's fighting
Gear.
Metal
Yeah, there's like these little bugs in there that look like they're from Nausica too. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
That looks fantastic.
Pixelopus, the developers behind Concrete Genie, will be closing its doors in June. Sony didn't offer much clarification on the reasons. They just said it was after a recent
Yeah.
review of all their studios, they decided to close it down.
Concrete Genie came out years ago. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
what year it was because I reviewed it. And it was good, but it wasn't like amazing or
Right.
I would say even great, but it was good. And I think they were a smaller team.
Yeah, they totally were.
So,
So
which
they're in
was
San
cool
Mateo.
getting like a smaller title from them, but I wonder if they pitched something and it's just not working out, their newest thing or whatever.
Yeah, so IGN was saying that they were reportedly working on an untitled project in collaboration with Sony Pictures Animation.
Oh,
And it's unclear whether that will get moved over to a different team.
interesting. Oh, it's a bummer that they're getting closed, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sucks. Hopefully they find something.
We can play this one too, so people remember this game. Decarnation is really freaky 2D pixel horror psychological craziness.
Looks tight.
They got the king. They were going to feature 10 new original tracks from Japanese composer Akira Yamaoka.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Silent Hill fame right there. And now it has a confirmed release date.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, May 31st.
Mom.
Everything's coming out
doing?
this month.
This, like,
Telling you,
not just May, but like
What
this,
are
like 3 week
doing?
period.
it's
Yeah.
the strategy. Everyone's
Cool.
trying to drown out Zelda.
Yeah.
It's
The
gonna
entire
work.
industry versus
It's gonna
Zelda.
work.
Yeah.
Make them forget.
Oh, there's overload. As soon as it drops this weekend, just start releasing every game possible and all the biggest games. Go, 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 go.
And that's going to come out on Steam and Switch.
Sick.
Cool.
And then last one, we got one more teaser video here. Nice teaser. A lot of people trying to make out what it means. Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
It's
yes.
almost
Yes.
time.
Yes.
17-second long teaser, clock ticking, some dramatic build up, and then it gets to 11, and it just skips to 12 and goes to 1?
Yeah.
What?
So I saw Insider Gaming report on this about a leak about this.
Okay.
If you want me to give you the leak, I will. What they said because it's out there now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's that it's Mortal Kombat like 1, like a remake or a reboot, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
remake
what
and
it'll
reboot
be.
are very
Are you
different things.
That's what they said. Yeah. Who knows if it's true yet? But it makes sense if they skip the 12 and just go to 1.
Huber. Are you happy or
some-
bad?
So happy.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yes.
MK1 remake?
Or it's like a reboot and it's called MK1, I believe.
Dude, like a trimmed down roster?
I have no idea.
The
I
island
doubt it'll be
tournament?
that small, that roster
Yeah, yeah.
size.
The tournament setting?
But it could be
Storyline?
because didn't 9 do that? 9 was like a reboot with like
Yep.
1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So
was gonna say
basically,
that-
They rebooted the storyline.
Given their storyline shenanigans, won't they probably just make it part of it? That
Yeah,
it's, like,
with-
starting
I hope
over?
they
Aftermath, people were saying it like kind of made sense. I
Yeah.
didn't play it, but I don't know.
Aftermath was fantastic. I'm hoping they nuke the entire storyline from Orbit because it has jumped the shark so
Oh my
many
God.
times.
Yeah.
Like I am so tired of the Mortal Kombat story, and this is like my favorite fighting game of all time. Grew up with one, but I like just the basic world tournament.
The premise.
Need to fight. If they win 10 in a row, they like take over. Like they've
Cool
won
premise.
9 in a row. Like last one.
Yeah.
So I like when it's just like smaller scale. Once you start
Yeah.
going to Outworld and all these other like hundreds of factions, it's just like too much.
Yeah. I don't know if this will be true, but that's just what I saw.
Yeah.
So
You're
And-
lucky Don's not wearing headphones here.
I know Don and we were talking. Don and I actually were talking about it earlier, and we both agreed 9's storyline was really cool, but it's just like still a little too
Right.
grand for me.
Blood, this will tie in nicely to that rumored state of play that's
Oh.
supposed to be happening.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring that up during the Summer Game Fest segment. I forgot. Yeah, there's supposedly state of play happening that week before, like May 25th.
the week of
You
the
mean
25th, yeah.
PlayStation Showcase?
Showcase. Sorry, the showcase
The good one.
specifically.
The
The good one. Yeah, the good Mario All
The
Stars.
big one, the first party stuff. See
Oh, sorry,
Spider-Man
the
2
good
there.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
Why did the
Definitely lines up with both of them. Like, because
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is, they confirmed to be at Summer Game Fest.
They
too,
sure
so.
did, yeah. And that call also, they talked about Mortal Kombat coming out.
Yep.
So-
They let that slip on the earnings call. Mm-hmm. So we will see. But now it's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
From Harrison Holt McHale. Hey, allies. Rumors, albeit very uncertain ones, of a Dead Rising reboot are afoot. And naturally, I'm both cautiously hopeful and filled with terror at what Capcom might be planning. Dead Rising 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Same.
I can't help but think of it as an open world Resident Evil game
It's a classic.
where the story happens with or without you, and being the hero is optional. The game benefits so well from repeat playthroughs, and it's clear that learning the game and the sandbox it's contained within is a key part of the lasting experience. It's only through a 2023 lens that I realized that in many ways, Dead Rising was one of the prototypical roguelites and might have been ahead of its time. To cut it short, if a Dead Rising reboot were to happen, I'm not sure Capcom has the faith that the original design can resonate with a large audience. What direction do you think Capcom will take a reboot, if it exists, and what improvements or inspirations could it take from some of its roguelite contemporaries?
Please just remake 1 with RE Engine. I'm begging you. Please. Please. Keep the clock in there. I know all the babies out there are like, I don't like the clock. I don't like the clock. It stresses me out. Then play a different game. Like, that is the game. The clock is such a huge part of it.
Deal
It is
with it.
so
Just Put in a
amazing.
mode, different mode.
The whole game's built around
The
the clock
whole,
thing.
like, the entire concept of the game is built around that, and it's so awesome because it just adds that extra layer of strategy, of stress, of choices and consequences. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, I have 3 things to do. I could really try hard to somehow get them all if I go this route, but like, then I'll be putting these survivors in danger. Maybe I should just go straight there and save these people because people can die. Or you can like bring them back to your safe house and save them. So it's like everything you do in that game matters.
Yeah.
And 1 is the perfect balance of that because it is so hardcore. Again, if you fail it, you can still play. Like, you don't even have to pay attention to the time. It's there, but like, you don't have to because there's so many endings to that game. But you're so rewarded for hitting those timelines. Again, learning the game. Rescuing as many survivors as you can. Like, just such a good balance of that level of challenge and it being so hardcore, but also really accessible and really just fun and light. Like, it is a comical game, dark humor, Some of that stuff hasn't-
Unreadable text.
yeah, some of that stuff is, kind of aged poorly, whatever, but like, such an awesome game. Dead Rising, one of the greats.
Because they went off the rails, it seemed like more 3 and 4. I didn't play those
Yeah.
2, but
Yeah.
I know you didn't like 4.
No. 4 is the worst. 4 is the worst. 2 is also incredible. It's co-op.
Yeah, 2 is cool.
2 is really cool, but it's visually different. It's heavier. it's slower. Chuck is just like heavy on his feet, even with fully upgraded speed and everything. Like, but then you can, craft items. So 2 has like so many awesome staples and so many great things you can do. But it's just a little heavier, even a little more serious. Yeah, and I just like 1 so much. I feel like 1 is just crisp.
Right.
It's trimmed, all killer, no filler. 1 is the best.
I think a soft reboot could be a cool idea for it too. Mm-hmm. Just like following the elements of the first game, but just a completely different setting or whatever.
Yeah.
Characters that could work too,
Yeah.
I guess. But I mean, remakes work.
Maybe
Yeah.
focus more on him and keep him around as a protagonist rather than switching it up and
Sure.
Frank, you mean?
Yeah.
Or Chuck?
Well, Frank comes
Frank, yeah.
back
'Cause
He's
Frank's
in
in
2 of them.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's in DLCs for the other ones.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I mean, great.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Dead
I played 3 later, and 3 was like cool. Mm-hmm. But like 1, I don't think they've ever reached
Yeah.
those heights. That was, for me, the Xbox 360 system seller. Phil,
Absolutely.
that actually, I was a PlayStation and Sega person, a Nintendo person. Oh, Xbox has a game that I can only play there? I need to buy that Xbox.
Yeah.
Phil?
And that was early, right? That was before
Yeah, it was
the
early.
PS3
It
even
was early.
launched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very early.
So, nice. From Adam Luno, hello again, allies. I'd like to hear about some of your most catastrophic video game-related memories or incidents. Did you ever throw your controller at the wall in a fit of rage, smashing it to pieces? Or perhaps you've missed an important appointment during E3 because you were stuck in line for a game demo. I'll start so that you can have some time to think. I once accidentally overwrote my Melee save data while visiting a friend's house and had to spend the next week grinding all the characters and levels back. Even worse than that, I've accidentally blown up my N64, GameCube, and Wii. That's right, blown up. How, you must be wondering? Well, I grew up overseas in the Philippines, and their electrical voltage is 220, not 110.
Oh no.
This means that any American appliances and video game consoles plugged directly into the wall instead of into a power converter instantly went up in smoke. Thankfully, the only part that shorted was the power adapter, but replacement parts shipped from the US still took a few weeks to a few months to arrive. You can imagine the agony of having to wait that long to get your console back. So let's hear it. Hit us with your worst video game disasters.
I accidentally saved over my friend's Final Fantasy X file. But he was like 10 hours in. I mean, it still sucks,
Okay,
but it's
yeah.
not like not at the end. Steven did.
I remember
Sorry,
this.
Steven.
I feel like I remember this.
Look at that. So you're the one who wrote over mine?
No. Someone did it to you?
No, I did it to myself.
Oh.
At some point. I'm gonna blame you though. No, my one that I did hundreds of 150, 170 hours, whatever, being the game, doing a whole sphere grid once, farming enough things to do clear spheres to redo the sphere grid again to max out all the, try and get luck almost maxed out, and then never could find that memory card or I wrote over it, which is why last year, the year before, when I decided to go and do all that again on my Switch version, and did everything, and it was the international, so beat all the hard bosses
Yeah.
too. It was redemption arc there.
Dude,
It's
yes.
now I got on my Switch. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't erase that now.
Yeah, I lost my Tomb Raider save. I remember that. I wrote over my Arcanum save with a dead body. I died and then hit save instead of load.
Oh.
And I could load back into it and just watch my corpse sit there in the town as people just walked around it. That was pretty good.
Backing up over my 3DS, 2DS or DS.
Whoa.
2000 probably was 3DS. And the screen, all the black ink, the smashed screen.
God.
But luckily at the time where I lived, just there was a Nintendo repair shop in Northridge in the San Fernando Valley. Took 1 week, got they just gave me another one.
Wow, nice.
Because I was out there, I was doing something. I don't know why I put it down on the ground. I don't remember why. I just remember putting it down, and then I got in my car back up. I had this crunch, and I immediately knew I I expected it to be way worse, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just the screens are messed up. Like, I thought it would be like the gears and everything, like the circuits be everywhere, like just like movie style. Like when you run over a computer, it's like it's like everywhere. Like nah, just like kind of compressed. It's like okay.
I can remember leaving Super Mario Brothers 3 just on pause, trying to beat it, and leaving the room for like 1 minute, dude. And my dad just like turning it off, watching TV, done. God, dude.
That's so funny.
He had like come home from work. My brother and I were playing like it was like, we had a day off or something. I forget the context, but we had played like all day, got so far, and then just.
Wasn't Super Mario Bros. 3 one where they actually like apologized or something in like an instruction manual about not having a save file or?
It's a long game.
I think there's a story about that. That like. Maybe it was the Super Nintendo manual where they kind of referenced it like, hey, you have a save file now because we should have had this in the last game.
It happened multiple times with Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, the game would just freeze. You'd put it on pause for,
the NES
all night.
was always just dodgy. It would just freeze on any game
just
randomly.
like just the
You try to, like,
glitch.
start.
Yeah, and it's like you lose progress. Like, damn it. Done next game. Or I'm going outside now. Bye.
Yeah. I definitely had...
You gotta get in there.
What?
Oh, I thought.
Gabby has one.
Yeah.
I was playing Tomb Raider, the first like new Tomb Raider, and
I remember this story. This is a great story.
Yeah, I told you this. And I got to a beach. I was like pretty far in to the game, and I got to.
Come over here, cause then you're on camera.
And I got to a beach, and then I was like, okay, time to go to bed. It was like 3 a.m. I saved. Went to bed, woke up the next day, opened the game, and it just like wouldn't play. I got an error message, and I was like, what the fuck? So I like reloaded, I try everything. Finally, I Google, and I see a Reddit thread that says, in the new Tomb Raider, do not under any circumstances save on the beach. Freaking bug. And I never played it again.
Wow.
Dude,
So good.
sorry. That just reminded me,
So good.
Lords of Shadow. On the last boss.
Okay.
My save data got corrupted, and I lost my entire save, and I was at the end of the game. I remember. Yes. Yes. That hurt badly. Oh, God.
That hurts. That hurts.
That's not a short game.
no.
No, it's not. It's not.
Damn.
Yeah, I definitely had some dodgy...
Sobek.
When I first got a PS1, I had some dodgy memory cards.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I bought a memory card and then, like, started playing, like, it must have been Final Fantasy VII. Like, I started playing Final Fantasy VII and then, like, went, and there's nothing there.
Never buy Mad Catz memory cards.
Right?
We learned that the hard way.
We all learned that the hard way.
We all learned that the hard way.
The thing is, like, I swear, like, they had to have known or something. Or maybe it's just a different clerk. But it's like, I come in and the clerk was like, yeah, you want to always buy the official ones. But it's like, well, why didn't somebody tell me that when I bought it the other day? Damn. Bought this stupid thing.
Only thing I ever bought third party was a steering wheel.
Oh, yeah. And it's, for the most part, they are only third party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Let's play a game. This is a good one. Gonna love it. We gotta get Don on his headphones. Get Don on those headphones.
Get on those headphones, Don.
From HickRW. What's up, allies? It's been a year since the debut of everyone's favorite podcast game. So I thought it was finally time to run it back, get ready for round 2 of Kentucky Derby, or RPG Skill Tree.
Oh.
In case you forgot, I'm going to read a phrase, and you have to guess if it's the name of an ability or a branch from a video game skill tree, or a racehorse. This time, a racehorse that won the Preakness Stakes. Good luck.
That won the what?
Preakness
The
stakes.
Preakness.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, so not the actual Kentucky Derby, the Preakness instead. First one, Man of War.
That is
Derby.
a horse.
Derby, yeah.
Derby.
That's a horse.
Yep, 1920 stakes winner.
That's a famous one.
Mm-hmm.
Warhorse.
Big Leagues.
Horse.
I hope it's a horse. That's probably both.
Skill.
Don says game.
Game.
Don says game.
Game. Game. Fallout 4 increases melee damage and gives you a chance to disarm enemies when meleeing them.
I remember the
my
Pip
kinda
Boy
skill.
icon for that. He's got like a baseball bat. I think.
Risen Star.
Horse.
Horse.
Risen
Horse?
Star.
Yeah. Risen Star. And Risen Star come down the lot? Yeah.
Game.
That's horse.
Yeah.
1988 Derby winner.
Risen Star on the outside. Yeah.
Southpaw.
Southpaw?
Horse.
Move.
Move.
They say it's a. Don says move.
Neo 2 grants a
Oh.
strong follow-up attack with the axe after quick hits.
Like these skills.
Red Bullet.
Oh crap.
So too violent for
Horse.
a horse, dude. I'm saying game.
Don says horse.
Ooh, Don says
Horse. I don't know. I think
Go.
I think it's
I'll
Fallout
go
also.
with game.
2000 stakes winner. That's a horse.
Red bullet.
Red Bull come down the line.
A red bullet.
Red Bull
faster than a bullet.
Southpaw coming to bite him.
Pleasant Colony.
Horse.
Don says horse.
Pleasant Colony.
I'll go game.
I want to say game.
Horse?
That's horse.
Damn.
1981 stakes winner.
That is a good one.
Real Quiet.
Skill.
Skill.
Wait.
Game.
Don
that's the
says
name?
horse.
Real Quiet.
I'll say horse. Don says famous horse.
Okay,
Oh.
damn. I default to Don then.
Yeah,
Damn.
Don's a professional.
1998
Yeah.
stakes winner.
Jesus.
Don actually knows it.
Yeah, this should just be the Don game.
Subliminal Message.
Move game.
That's a game.
Game?
Probably a move. I want it to be a horse though.
Like charisma check?
Don says game.
Yep. Cyberpunk 2077 increases damage for hacks on unaware enemies.
There you
Good
go.
one.
Ah.
Hacks can do some damage.
Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Sand.
That sounds like Fallout.
Yeah.
It does sound like
Video
Fallout
game.
actually.
Game.
Yeah, game.
Game.
That is Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout 4
Wow, nice.
allows you to insta-kill sleeping enemies and deal more damage with silenced weapons.
Dude, Rick
That's-
Grimes
I
up
remember
in
That is
here.
such a good
Holy
ability.
crap.
It's
Ma-
so easy to
max
kill
that
so many
out.
enemies, I feel like already.
You gotta max that stat out.
Halftime.
That's a
Horse.
horse.
Wait, what?
Halftime.
Halftime.
Oh,
Horse?
sorry,
Yeah.
that was halftime of the game. I was
Don
like,
says horse.
It is too as well. Yeah.
okay.
Horse.
They said Don said horse. I gotta guess before I hear Don. So
I'll hold Don's guess until after.
1899 stakes winner. That's a horse. Yep.
1899.
Don remembers it well.
it was just
Dead
like
2,
yesterday.
Yo, what was that? It was halftime?
Yeah.
I remember that when I played Red Dead.
The nachos that year were bad.
What were the good
says Don.
pinball machines then?
Oh, extraordinary.
Snow Chief.
Snow Chief?
No chief.
That's
gotta
gotta
go
be
with
a
game.
Gotta be a horse.
Don says game.
Horse.
Woo!
Oh no, Don!
86.
I missed one.
Don missed one. No. No, he can. No,
What a failure.
On.
I love this one. Their finest hour.
Move game.
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 I say
yes.
horse.
It could be a game.
Don
Horse
says
easily,
game.
but also game.
Civ 6.
Oh,
Plus 50% production for modern and atomic era air units.
Sick, dude.
I was going to say I should have
Point
known
of
that, but
bomber.
there's
Yeah.
so many things in that game that I'm okay not knowing it.
Cardio Cure.
Wait.
Cardio Cure
Video
game?
game.
Game.
Game. What'd you say, Don? Game.
Yep. Cyberpunk again.
Ah!
Speeds up health regen when moving.
I got that one.
I want to call a horse cardio.
Forward pass.
A horse.
Horse.
Horse. Don says horse too.
Yep. 1968 stakes winner. Cloud computing.
If
Game?
anyone- I mean, if it's named a horse, it's hilarious.
I'll
but
say
game.
horse.
I'm gonna go
Don
with game.
says horse.
Please be a horse.
That's a horse.
Oh my goodness.
2017.
it won too.
Don was like, that was pretty recent.
The marketing.
Don't tell CMA, dude.
Yeah, who is the sponsor for that one?
Microsoft's gonna buy it.
Flowing water.
Move.
Please be a move. Game.
A
video
move,
game,
I think.
Video game.
That sounds like Neo shit.
It sounds like Neo shit.
You're so close.
Game.
It's Sekiro. Reduces posture damage from enemies with swords.
Essential move.
Essential.
Oh my god.
Now I remember it on the
Mandatory.
chart.
Yeah,
I
I need
remember
that.
it. Flowing
Kiri
water.
counter in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need
going to
that
that
move.
right away after Makiri counter.
Makiri counter.
Or that
the
first, then
horse,
Makiri.
says Jethro.
A horse Makiri counter.
Hey, don't give him ideas.
Neck and neck with Makiri counter.
College diet.
College diet?
College diet.
Oh,
That's
wait.
a skill.
Horse.
Yeah, that sounds like a skill.
I just saw
actually.
that skill.
Isn't that Fallout?
What is it, Blood?
No, we were playing that the other day. Is that Redfall?
That is Redfall.
Yeah.
And that's why Isla recognizes it.
I
Allows
have that
Layla
skill.
to
Yeah.
heal more HP from eating food.
Umbrella Girl.
Wow.
Useless skill.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty.
No,
useless.
every skill in that game is useless.
That is actually useless.
Rio Bravo.
What?
Rio Bravo.
Horse. Don's thinking. He doesn't think it's a horse.
Cyberpunk.
Oh!
Increases headshot multiplier with pistols and revolvers.
Wow.
He got it. Don got it.
Sick.
High Quest.
Horse.
That's a horse.
Horse.
Don says horse.
Yep, 1934 stakes winner. The Power of Friendship.
Horse. Oh, no,
My
wait.
Little Pony.
I'm gonna say
Horse.
skill.
That's a skill.
I hope it's a horse.
Can we get Don?
He's thinking.
I hope
He
that's
says
a
a
horse.
skill.
That'd be a great horse.
Yep, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Hey-oh.
BD1 stim canisters will refill your force meter.
Oh.
Need stem, BD. BD. He doesn't say it like that.
Where are you getting this from? Why are you doing this?
Huber's cow impression.
That's how he does it in the first one. Kinda.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, Huber.
I want there to be a like a sketch comedy thing or something where they're doing Jedi Survivor, and then he's like BD, and then BD Wong, the actor, comes out, and he's like, I think there was a mistake, but
Yeah.
here's your stim
That's
pack.
great. Yeah.
So perfect.
It's time for bets. Roll this B-roll so people understand what was going on here.
That's B-roll.
That's B-roll. Humanity is out next Tuesday.
We didn't get to see this
We did not
B-roll when
watch
we
the
made
trailer.
this bet.
Sure. This trailer's been around. But
Classic. Why do you think Blood always wins this
Blood
shit?
probably watched this right before.
Watches it right before, manipulates the bet, has so much more information than any of us.
Yeah.
What do you think his
my
software
bet's
is that
fun.
does
Dirty
the
tactics.
analysis for him? That gives him like the
Dirty
It's
tactics.
probably using just Chat GPT.
Yeah.
What
He's
is
the one who's gonna have to count all these, so
yeah. So anyways, so people know what we're talking about. In this game, you play as a glowing Shiba Inu guiding crowds of people through mazes to the light. When this comes out next week, I'm going to boot up the game's first tutorial level that has humans. So if they do some tutorial that is just you walking around without any people in it, that won't count. But the first one that has humans, I'm going to count and see how many humans will be wearing yellow shirts. So only yellow shirts count. Brad, how many?
30.
30. Huber,
I tried to get the low. 10.
10.
damn.
I tried to get the low.
Damiani,
11.
11. Isla,
Fucking hell.
Well, I was also trying to get the low, and I said 12.
Well,
Hilariously.
hopefully it's 11.
What did
Don.
Don say? He said 4, so
Don
he
said
got
4?
the low. So wait, but important question, Blood.
Yeah.
If there's one human, would it count? Because you said humans.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I bet 36.
Every time.
This guy, dude.
Research.
I was actually going for a low number. That's the
Stat expert. Blood,
want-
that didn't know
Because
blood
you
work.
look at that, and there's like some huge
Mathematician.
masses of people.
Next time we bet, I want
beautiful mind,
full on,
Bloodworth,
I
over
want
here.
elementary school barriers. I don't want you like screen cheating me, dude.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that
Screen sheet you?
Yeah,
What?
no, you looked at your bet. Check the tape.
What?
Check the tape. slinging accusations.
I was
Nobody
gonna say
looked
he's
at
using
anybody
the-
else's bets.
He's using the overhead camera, but it's not pointed at the desk anymore. It's pointed at the cameras.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I believe you, but I just wanted to see your reaction. You gave an honest reaction.
Last week's bet.
Innocent man.
Darkest Dungeon 2 hit 1.0 this week. Humor is obsessed. Check out those streams. They're not archived yet, but you can get the past broadcast going on Twitch. Last week we bet how long Gabby would be able to get on a run with a fresh save without using any items from her
Professional.
inventory whatsoever. And this is measured by leagues. And we're going to look at the end screen when she wiped, but we'll get to that in a second. Brad bet 28 leagues. Huber bet 18. Damiani bet 1
Going for the
league.
low.
Going for the low.
I had to secure the low.
Going for the low.
Apparently
Secure the low.
one is now the safest bet. After this week, we gotta bet 1.
Everyone's going to bet 1 next week. Whatever it is. Isla, 12 leagues. Don bet 4.5 leagues. I don't think you can even get a half league out of that. And I bet 17 leagues. So we ignored the tutorials. We tried to jam through things as fast as we could, get Gabby through the prologue, start her on the road on her first run. You can see actually the leagues to go to the next stopping point in the corner. She departed with 60 leagues to the next location.
Okay.
And she just blew past that halfway
past
mark. Just kept going and
She
going.
hit the nos.
Yeah, and we had to start group stream and all right, we got to call this.
Yeah.
I kept
was ready to
getting
beat
tired
the
of
whole
recording
game.
things. Yeah. So we didn't even see her wipe, but she easily went past all the bets. Brad had the high at 28. Yes. So Brad wins.
Yes.
Bringing the scores to Garrulous Ducks 12. Quack 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 quack. And Sleepy Grizzlies 7.
Screen share.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. We are an independent media group. We are funded by our community. Everything that we do is because that the people who like us and who watch us and who come here every week are contributing in some financial way. So we have several ways to do that, but the most effective way to do that is to become a Patreon at patreon.com/easyallies. You can chip in there however much you can give on a monthly basis. Will help keep all of this going. Will help keeping us paying the gas to get everything, to get in here, and to discuss these games, to do the streams, to do the reviews, all the fun stuff, to do the Summer Game Fest stuff that we're going to be doing. It's going to be hype. And you can be a part of funding that. And you get different rewards on Patreon as well, which is another nice reason to go over there. At $5, you get this podcast 2 days early, ad-free, with 2 bonus Love and Respect questions that we shoot after the live stream. You can also submit to those Love and Respect questions, as well as to other shows like Frame Trap and Reaction Shots. And you get access to our Discord, where you can chat, you can ask questions, you can get in there on memes. There's a meme zone, there's food pictures, and then just regular video game news, movie news, all that good stuff, anime music. And then at $10, you can contribute to things like Stream Team and the Community Showcase and Q&A. And then up on our producers tiers, there's a lot of other fun rewards if you really want to get in there and support us and keep everything running. Our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast every single week, as well as shout outs on those other podcasts. And this month's shout outs go to Javawebs, El Thanis, and Greg, the Dark Knight Kettering. Shout out.
Shout out.
Brad,
Yeah.
you won that bet.
Yes.
You get to promote any Easy Allies video you want to promote. You get the final word, and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Cool. Check out the newest episode of Frame Trap. It's stacked. We got everyone on this desk on the episode. We talk about some good stuff like Darkest Dungeon 2 in there, and some not great stuff like Redfall in there. But please check it out. Final word. Go play Zelda. Go play Zelda. Go play Zelda.
Yep.
Clock's ticking.
Yep.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see you. Gotta do my sign off real quick. What was that? The super.
You're doing fusion stuff. Fusion. No, it's never been
Fusion High.